Well, welcome to another Friday night of racing brought to you by Midwest Days of Thunder. MDOT Cup Series racing tonight at Nashville Superspeedway. We saw some racing from Nashville last Friday night, but that was on the short track. Tonight, it's on the big track, the big mile and a third track. It's a pretty awesome oval to see racing on, and these guys are going to do their best out there to give us a good show. And let's see how many laps we got. 165 laps, so we're in for a long haul tonight. 80% fuel, and I love watching these races that are, from tracks that we haven't frequented a whole bunch in the past, and this is going to be a transition race tonight. So we're getting a little bit of evening race with the sun going down, and it'll transition tonight. And we're going to race under the lights tonight. So we're glad that you're joining us. I'm Alan English. Up here in the booth with me is Francisco Villarreal. How you doing, Francisco?
Doing pretty good. Looking forward to this race just to see how these cars handle. Like you said, as it gets a little cooler, track changes. It's not a easy track to dive, but not a difficult track, so it'll be interesting to see. But overall, should be very fun. Looking forward to it.
And down there on pit road, as usual, Mr. Adam Turner. How you doing, Adam? I know we haven't raced here a whole bunch. It's one that's kind of fairly new to the MDOT schedule. I think they raced it once last season, but what are we in for tonight?
I don't really know. It's not quite a mile and a half. It's definitely not the cookie cutter mile and a half. It's kind of shaped like it. Different racing surface. I think you got a lot of different grooves. I think it's gonna be fun to watch. You got zero fast repairs, 80% fuel, unlimited tires, 165 laps, and let's thank Loud Proud American for sponsoring this race, and Grumpy Gramps Racing as well for the MDOT series. But I don't know. Maybe we'll get lucky enough to see some anger and some hate.
Also joining us tonight in the booth, Brandon Hughes. How you doing, Brandon?
Man, living the dream.
That's all you can do. Brandon helps out so much with not just with commentary, but with shuffling people around in Discord and calling out action when he sees it. He's been a great addition to our team, I know.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we're working this thing out together, and I think we're going to be a fine-tuned machine by the end of this season.
At least a somewhat disjointed amalgamation of different talents here.
I don't know. Brandon and I will probably have some kind of like ring set up for the end of the season for everybody to get in, like a, ring of terror, some kind of fight, for all the people that might want to fight each other after all this. But still a little early in the season for that. But we'll watch all the hate as it flows on.
Yeah, we need to figure out how to set up some of these rivalries. Set them up in like a virtual fighting game, so they can virtually beat the heck out of each other. Or something that'd be kind of fun to watch. But yeah, man. Track temp looks like about 82 degrees. Francisco, how important is grip here? The reason I'm asking you is you're a road to pro driver here in the booth. How important is track temp and grip at Nashville Superspeedway?
It's actually really important. The main thing about this track is how you enter the corner. Typically, you want to get straight to the bottom and kind of, go towards the wall and exit. With this track, if you go straight to the bottom on entry, you're not going to be able to hit the apex just like you want, and you're just going to drift up into the wall. So it's really about how you're going to enter the corner, if you're able to hit that apex and really carry the momentum off. Another thing is trying to save your tires. Like you said, the grip's really important because once these tires are gone, this car is just going to feel like a tank. It's just want to go straight towards that wall. If you manage your tires, if you manage how you enter your corner consistently, it'll be easy to win this race if you could do those things.
I guess that's what we'll see. We'll see who has been practicing a little bit later corner entry. I've raced behind Greg Klein quite a bit. He's one of those guys that's really good at that, trying to figure out how late he can enter the corner to, like you say, Francisco, line it up, hit that apex, and then drive it off on corner exit and carry momentum. It's kind of a momentum game, I guess, isn't it?
I would think so. The more you learn, and the more you learn about what the guy next to you is going to do, I think the better you're going to get here. We have 165 laps to kind of learn each other out here and see who your enemy and your friend is. But I don't know. I'm interested to see how this is going to work out because, like you said, we haven't seen too many of these, and I think I might have raced here personally like once. So it's going to be kind of a fun one for us, I think.
Well, another thing that's gonna actually play a factor, it won't be as big of a factor, but you'll definitely notice it. It'll be the draft. So going down that backstretch, you could get a really solid run, but if you don't have the help behind you, you really can't do anything with it. You're at risk being freight train. Now, it's not as big as other tracks where if you're out of line, they're just gonna blow by you. But it's definitely something to take into consideration, and hopefully if you have some teammates with you, it'll make it easier to pass. So stuff like that would definitely be a key to keep an eye on.
And thank you, Angry Indian 89, for joining us on Twitch, pulling for the Angry Idiot team out there tonight, and on YouTube, Learning for Life. Thank you for joining us over on the YouTube channel. Also, thanks to the folks watching on Facebook tonight. Looks like we had some folks sharing out the link to the Facebook page, so we got a few viewers engaged on there as well. Getting a little qualifying session in here before we get things kick started from Nashville tonight. So looking through this field, guys, we know who our strong drivers are week to week. I want to talk about like who's your pick for maybe like a first time winner or something this season. Who do you guys who y'all been looking at as far as moving up into one of those roles?
Me personally, I am gonna go on. I think I'm gonna have to go with the number 5 of Taver. I think he's an aggressive driver. He makes the moves and he could complete them. I could definitely see him winning at this track. And this track, you have to be aggressive, but manage your tires. And I think he can do that. So I'm gonna go with Taver for this track.
Okay, so you're saying first time winner in this season or overall?
Or somebody that usually you don't see maybe in the top 15 or in the top 10 even. Maybe
Okay,
a lower
you know
half
what?
driver.
I'm going to go out on a limb.
Go ahead.
Alan Kuhns, he's having some pretty good laps out there.
Okay.
He's gotten caught up in a bunch of stuff, but if he can hold it together in that zigzag machine, he's going to have a heck of a night. Look at him. I think he just posted the fastest lap so far in qualifying.
Well, you actually are correct on that.
I think I may have to dig down, and I think I'm going to pick our sponsor driver tonight, the 21 of Michael Pempere in that loud, proud American machine. Mike's one of those guys that he finishes most times we see about middle of the pack. Maybe tonight's his night. Maybe he can get up there as the sponsor. The main native can get up there and pull out a win tonight. We'll wait and see. Who you got, Brandon? I know there's a couple guys out here. I know the 29's on your mind quite a bit. He's one of those guys that he's getting more and more solid every week.
Yeah, Matty G. I mean, I race with him quite often. He's pretty good. He's very patient. He's someone that doesn't really push the pace too hard. But I see as the season goes on, we get later towards his playoff runs, I see him going up there and trying to make a move to really lock himself in.
Well, and my heart is with like seeing maybe like a red stick Mike Simone or something get up there because he's fast. But he's fast. He's really, really fast for a few laps, and that his long run stuff just hadn't been there lately. Maybe he's been working on that. I don't know. I guess
no, he ain't working on that. He's worried about where the crawfish is. That's his problem.
That's what
he runs it too hard, too fast, because he's got to get to the beer and the crawfish. So I hope he has a good run. He can run really fast, but we've never seen him kind of stretch the whole thing out and put it together. So I think it's there. It's in him. He just got to maybe focus a little bit.
Yeah, he's right at 600ths off of the leaders or the pole sitters time right now. So that's good enough for a third. That's the first car inside the second row there.
Yeah.
Gary
there's a
Sack
lot
got
of-
a new paint that Joe
Did
Archer
he?
painted up for him. Yeah,
Oh,
looks
did
like
he?
is that Buddy's Pizza? Yep, Buddy's Pizza Machine. Joe Archer.
Oh, I'd love to see. And I'd love to
Is it
see Gary out there.
Joe's Design Shop on Facebook?
Yeah, and he's like a farmer, doesn't he? Have like goats and stuff.
He's raising
in
chickens
Canada.
now.
Well, he's probably got everything up there. One of everything.
You can check
like-
out. You can check his farm stuff out at the Fluffy Butt Hut, and that's on Facebook as well. You can get updates from his chickens and
That's
stuff.
his farm.
All right, people, be careful when you type that in, though. We need specifics. Don't blame us when you get put to a different website.
Brandon, thank you for clarification on the internet. That could be a problem. So I agree with you.
Make sure
Yeah.
it's got a picture of a chicken on the preview.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe get the actual website first before you start googling. You may be under the radar from FBI or something. Be careful.
Derek Schimmel joining us on Facebook saying, let's go Super Serial Racing. Of course, that's his new Cup team. He'll be out there running with them tonight. Who's all Super
Are they
Serial?
all? They just like cereal, or what's the deal?
Yeah, they were running cereal, like breakfast cereal
jobs,
paints
yeah.
for a while. Yeah,
Andrew Cobe and Justin Barkley.
Justin Barkley. Yep.
Cobe's in a cereal paint. I forgot which one, but I have to check that out.
Sounds like they're getting their race meeting out of the way, which means we're right around the corner to getting these
Right.
things gridded up.
Yeah, we'll do the rundown here.
All right, let's go through our starting lineup here, starting with our pole sitter, the number 60 of Alan Kuhns, Angry Idiots racing team, with a 29.297. Tabor Mowry will be starting on the outside of him in second place in that 5 machine. Red Stick Mike Simone, as previously mentioned, in the 27 inside row number 2, starting third. Andrew Cope starting on the outside of him in the 11 machine. Matt Forns starting in 5th place, with Greg Klein to his outside in 6th. Justin Barkley in the 9 will be starting in 7th, and to his outside, the 35 of Ethan Flanagan. The 25 of Eric Fiorello, the Italian stallion from Arkansas, starting in 9th in row 5 there. And to his outside, the 97 of Connor Darnell.
All right, there you got the 21 Michael Pimpere, Mr. Maine there, and then 11th, 73 Justin Malarkey in 12th, 6th Anthony Fry, 13th, 26 of Michael Buckley in 14th, number 1 of Jason Ricketts, 15th, Matty G, Matthew Gusty, 16th, 56 of Joe Archer, 17th, Gary Sack in the 89 car in 18th, Derek Schimmel in the Super Serial Racing machine 19th, and then in 20th there, the 84 of Mike Hornbeck in 20th place there. I don't know if you want to grab those last few there, Francisco.
Sure thing. We got the 110 of Richard Gray in 21st, Alan Dixon in the 31, 22nd, Joe Nidick in the 24 and 23rd, and Stephen McComas the 70 and 24th.
Well, here
Yeah.
they come, fellas. Get ready. The pace car is off. Waiting on that flag, man. Green flag is out. We're started here tonight at Nashville Superspeedway. Side by side for first. Nobody really wanted to give an inch up there. 35, Ethan Flanagan kind of almost got himself stuck in the middle there. It's kind of Darnell looking to the outside, but they figured it out. Keep it too wide here. Let's go back up to your leaders. Looks like Red Stick Mike Simone sticking his nose inside the 11 there. Looks like he's got room. He's clear high, but he'll stick on the low line. Alan Kuhns has got Tabor Mowry right behind him here as they enter into the turns. No
But there's-
real no real big swaps for position just yet.
No, and I think they're being real conservative here as we start out. I'm riding along with Derek Schimmel in the 19th place, and they're kind of putting some laps in. Looks like they're being smart with those cold tires. This track looks like it could wear up tires pretty quick, just the way it's the concrete is.
And McComas already being lapped. I don't know if he had a late start, if he had to start from the pits, or if he had an issue on the restart. Alan Kuhns, what a run so far. He's putting some distance between him and the 5 machine of Tabor Mowry.
Yeah, but is he wearing those things out?
With the way he's running, and the line he's running, I'm gonna have to say he might be wearing them out slightly, but he's hitting his marks. I've been seeing a couple guys kind of running that midline, and with running that midline, you're more likely to burn up your tires. I did see, I believe it was the 25 of Eric hitting the wall, and sure enough, he did. He has right front damage already.
Oh man, with no fast repairs, he's gonna have a caution to get that banged out.
Yeah, but that wasn't fun in VR.
It never is. It's terrible when you start flipping or something.
I don't know. It looks like they're kind of, single filing out for now. But I think as the tire wear happens, we may see a little bit more battling. I don't know what, Francisco, you're more of the driver of all of us. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, right now you will see a couple people battling out because right when the tires start to fall off, that inside line becomes a little difficult, as I think they're going through right now with the 35, 92, and 97. Oh, he checked up. He said, I think I'm going to hold off. But once these tires wear, the inside line is going to become more difficult. The outside's going to be able to protect it a little bit more. So, as we see the 21 smack the wall and kind of get loose.
Oh, man, down in the grass.
Able to save it, though.
Compare. He did, and I like how we didn't have a caution there, so that worked out good.
Well, these guys, they only have to make these tires last 40 laps because that's going to be the end of the stage, and these guys can make that on a fuel run, even if they go green the whole way. They should be able to make that 40 laps. So these guys just got to take care of them to lap 40. They just have to get you there.
Yeah, but how hard do you think they're going to be on the drivability side at 40, 35 laps? Is it going to be significant where some people might have more issues than the others?
I guarantee you're going to see some guys that are really, really pushing bad by the time we get 40 laps on these tires.
I mean, we're only 8 laps in, and I've already seen a bunch of sparks flying off the walls. These guys are really pushing it early on. Typically, these tires, you'll see the tire wear take effect. I think it's around 15, 20 laps. And then you'll see the guys that have saved their tires going towards the front. And then the guys that push it, drop it to the back.
Yeah, that's just a few laps away as these guys are getting ready to start lap 10.
Yeah, and I never even knew how to save tires, When I was driving, it was just like, oh, let's go fast here, and then I might lift here, and then do I need to brake? I mean, there's a guy in front of me. Do I need to hit him? I don't know.
You're asking all the right questions.
That's why I'm sitting here with y'all. But these guys seem to have something figured out early. We're not seeing kind of the caution mess fest like we saw last week, which was a smaller track, but that was it was a battlefield out there last week.
Yeah, and let's be fair.
Oh,
Hugh gets into the 10, hooking him into the wall.
And I shouldn't have said it. 10 gets spun around again.
I believe that was Gary Sack.
Oh no.
Let's see what happened here.
Well, started with the number 10. He squeezed Greg Klein, went up high on Greg Klein, and then all the mayhem happened afterwards.
Ooh.
Hopefully Greg got through that without as much damage.
Actually, what happened was, if I'm mistaken, that 92 was pushing up. got scared of that wall, turned the wheel left, and as a result, the 10 was there and just hooked him into the wall.
Yeah, the 92 definitely looked like he came down some.
Well, it looked like if you watch from Matt Thorne's angle, he came up some, so we could put dual fault on that one.
Yeah, there
and
you
Matt
go.
Thorne's actually claimed it on the the scanner there. So I don't know. There was this kind of a racing deal, running out of tires maybe. On
Yeah.
one end.
That you're gonna see a lot of that, as a matter of fact, is so on the exit of the corner, you're trying to go up against the wall to get obviously right up against it. So when you have a guy that's heading towards the wall and kind of reacts to the wall, stuff like that will happen, and we saw it there would happen. Basically, two people end up at the same spot, and it just puts one person into the wall and results in a wreck.
Yeah, and I almost think like Klein might have lifted a little bit and tried to go around him, but it just didn't. He wasn't clear, so there was a little bit of action on both ends. But hopefully they'll get it back out there and square it away.
Well, check this out. Every single lead lap car came down pit road except for Mike Hornbeck, so he'll inherit the lead in the 84 MHR machine. I kind of thought we'd see more stay out. But once Alan Kuhns came down, the Pied Piper himself, everybody followed him, except for old Mike Hornbeck. So 84, we're going to get out there and lead at least a lap or two.
I like it. You got unlimited tires. If the leader's going, just go. You know, why
Very
not?
true.
It's still super early. 13 laps into a 165 lap race. Why push the envelope? You know, at this point.
Could also be with the good amount of drivers that smacked the wall early on already. Probably went in there, got their damage fixed, and as I believe the 84 is coming in this time around.
Oh, you could have got
He
a
might have just
point
missed
for leading. Yeah, you get a point for leading lap here. So
Oh, there you go.
it's definitely probably part of his thought process.
He'll come out right about in the back of the field there once everybody goes by. Yeah, it's worth staying out and getting that point, especially early, right? I mean, we're only on lap 14 out of a 165 lap race, so might as well come down and get that point early. You got plenty of time to work your way back up.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. You know, sometimes when it comes to playoff points and championship points, that one point could make a difference. I know I was in a championship battle, and what won me the championship was leading a single lap at this track, as a matter of fact. So leading that one lap by staying out an extra lap on a green flag run helped secure me the championship. So every point counts when it comes to the standings.
Yeah, I think I missed the chase in my last season of Xfinity by a point or 2 points or something. It was very, very close. And yeah, one of those situations where I might have been able to make up a couple of those points if I pulled something like what Mike just did. Get out there, just lead a lap.
Actually, everyone made the chase except you. It was weird. I don't know. Must
Yeah,
not have been holding your end of the bargain.
That was a while ago.
No, I'm kidding. That didn't happen. But yeah, every point counts. You definitely. I mean, I think the top 15 here get into the chase. 16, I can't remember.
16, I think. We'll see.
So for Hornbeck, that's a huge point. You know, especially if he ends up in 12th or 15th or something. He's got that extra point. If that's kind of his average, so. I think it was a great strategy on his end, as we're on the back stretch, but we're gonna head to the restart here in a moment.
Yep, and it looks like Joe Archer got a lap back, and Greg Klein is still sitting in the pits with Matt Forns and Gary Sack. They're all getting damage repaired from that last incident.
Yeah, they can have a pit party down there, I guess. I don't know, but we are using the choose rule here in Cup and
For the
Alan
front row?
Kuhns.
Yep.
Only for the front row, that's correct. So Alan Kuhns has chosen to be on the low line. We got Tabor Mowry next to him, Ethan Flanagan in third, Red Stick Mike Simone in fourth, Andrew Cobe and Justin Barkley. As we're about to get into that restart zone, and let's start ripping this thing down again. And here we go. We're going to have a lot of, really good restart by, wow, the 60 gets into the number 5. They held it as the restart happened. Might have got a little antsy with the throttle there with the 60 machine, but they kept the cool heads and rolling straight down the backstretch. As looks like the 35 is trying to sneak underneath the 5 to try to make a pass. We'll see if he can. Not quite, man, but that's some pretty good racing on the restart. I don't know how they kept that thing clean.
Yeah, you got Malarkey here trying to work his way through traffic. We've got side by side behind him of Alan Dixon and the 6 of Tony Fry. Jason Rick's behind them right in the 1.
Andrew Cobb's trying to make some moves too, and Trick's number 11 Super Serial car.
Ooh, the 110 gets a little loose in the back there.
Hang on to it, Richard. It's a long race, Richard. You got to be careful on them.
Hey, it's the oldest man in iRacing. Give him a break.
Oldest
He'll be all right.
That's right. It's his claim to fame. But you got to get them tires. You got to build some pressure in them first. Tony Fry is going to try to stick to this kind of a middle line, if you will, even though the 73 and the 31 are kind of sticking low. He might be kind of trying to save these tires up a little bit, but hey, we're going to get another yellow flag here in about 20 laps even. This might be one of those times where you just kind of just let it all hang out now. Ethan Flanagan just set the fastest lap of the race of 29:28 from the 35 machine.
So let me get this straight though, as Ricketts hits the wall a little bit. If you're in the top 10 on each stage, there's some kind of pointing system, correct? So
I believe you get stage points if you're in the
right.
top 10. I think it's
stage
just like they score in NASCAR. We'll have to get with Gary Sargent on there. I think
I'm pretty sure you're right. Midwest Days of Thunder does like they try to simulate NASCAR from ARCA and trucks. You start out and then you go to Xfinity, then you can come here. Jason Ricketts just having problems in the turn 4. He kept a hold of it somehow, but pretty cool. Midwest Days of Thunder. Y'all need to check them out if you want to racing home. There's plenty of racing here to be a part of, and some pretty good guys that don't fight too much, just a little.
Yeah, they have money race once a month. I guess they're doing it now, so helps raise money for the league. And these guys, for the most part, get along pretty well with each other. There's always help out there too if you need help with something. All you gotta do is post it up in the Discord forums they got on there. And that's one good thing about this league is a lot of people willing to help each other out and throw up practice sessions for one another, and it's been a joy to be a part of it, not just as a broadcaster but as a driver as well. Well, here comes Derek Schimmel in that 96 Honey Smacks machine, looking at the inside of Jason Ricketts in the 1. Trying to make this pass. It looks like he'll get it. Ricketts is going to stay high. I think that damage does have him slowed down just a little bit, as Connor Darnell is going to also come around in the 97. Next in line, Michael Buckley in the Jim Beam machine. Looks like he's going to go ahead and make the pass on Justin Ricketts.
Yeah,
so Justin
Ricketts is
right there at the top 10, the threshold of the top 10, but he's dropping like a rock now, isn't he, Adam?
Yeah, he's struggling, man, especially out of 4. Well, I've noticed because I've actually been watching him. He's kind of, having some issues, but hey, he's still out on the track, still putting in the laps, putting in the man hours, working.
Yep.
And I've been here where you're running a little bit worse than the rest of the guys, and you're just kind of trying to stay out of the way, and looks like that's what he's doing here. Is Eric Fiorello passes him now.
But he's
Italian
staying on the
Stallion
lead
from
lap.
Arkansas. Yeah,
Staying on the lead
he is. He's in the mix, man. Just get some points, get this thing over. It might not be his track, a lot of guys they might struggle here, and they might have a great week next week. that's the cool thing about this. They go to different tracks, multiple tracks, different road courses. It gives everybody kind of more of an equal playing field.
Well, with 139 laps to go, we are going to see at least one more caution, maybe more. Rickett's one of those guys that he can take advantage of that caution, come out. He might be, almost go down a lap, and then you get back out there on the track, come back, fix some more damage. You can stay on the lead lap and repair damage.
I almost want to go to our fact checker, Brandon, about how many laps we have to go. I don't think you could do the math in your head.
I did it fast.
No, there's no way. Yeah, Brandon, he's our fact checker.
I believe
we have 139 laps left.
Oh, then you're correct. Exactly. Good job. Go ahead, Francisco.
I believe I was watching a battle between the 35 of Ethan and the 5 of Taver when I heard a crunch in the wall, and I went and checked it out. Greg Klein, I believe, smashed the wall down the front end, and he jumped to pits, so he's back in the pits right now. But the 35 and the 5 are having a pretty good battle. They're not really side by side, but by the looks of it, 35 gets a solid run in 1 and 2, carries it down the backstretch. But then the 5 is able to pull away in 3 or 4. So it's interesting to see how in one corner you'll see some people dominate, while in other quarters you'll see the other ones dominate.
That just goes to show you that both ends of the racetrack completely different.
Yeah, and the feel for the feel as a driver in your car, you feel more comfortable on the 1 and 2, and the guy behind you might feel better in 3 and 4. So it makes for a good battle. It is different. You can't. These guys are humans, man. They're not hitting their marks every single time. And you got to take into effect the tire wear and who's around you in the draft. So this stuff is like chess, man. It ain't checkers.
Go ahead.
I will say that we have some big movers moving up. I think you're about to mention our biggest mover.
Yeah, you got it, buddy.
He's up 15 spots from where he started, and he's still on the move. It could be that he's taking really good care of these tires. And by the looks of it, he's running down the 73 and the 9. It'll be interesting to see how he tries to get around him.
Alan Dixon kind of in the same spot, up 13 spots, right behind Joe Neidick. So we'll see if he kind of follows his lead and see if these guys can't work together a little bit.
I will say this, Derek Schimmel's having another decent run. He's in 13th, and Honey Smacks is an underrated cereal, by the way. I used to love Honey Smack.
Well, Matt Gusty started in 16th. He's still in 16th, but holding his own right there towards the rear of the lead lap cars.
Hey, are we doing the fan of the race on this one?
Yeah.
Tend to believe who. We got to hear from y'all. I want to know who the fan of the race is going to be. Y'all need to interact. Let us know what you're thinking out there and kind of what you want to see or who you want to see win this thing. So
Yeah, we
you
got-
can win something.
Yeah, Grumpy Grant Racing's on there tonight, pulling for their guys and for the country of Ukraine, and pulling for Schimmel and Fords as well. Blake Flanagan's pulling for the 35 of Ethan Flanagan.
Good battle between 11th, 12th, and 13th place. Connor Darnell, Michael Pimper, and Derek Schimmel. They're having a little battle here, trying to work their way to the top 10. So
We got a
that's
new leader.
interesting to watch. Do we?
Yep.
Taver.
Taver ran down the 60, and I was checking out his lap times, and he was running faster, and the 35 is trying to make a move. I think we're starting to see the tires. I was watching the 60s line, and it seemed like in 1 and 2, he wasn't quite able to stick it to that yellow line. And when you run the middle, don't get me wrong, it's fine. But once the tires are gone, you're just drifting up. It's all about the momentum. So we're seeing the 60 drop back, and now he's under pressure from Mike Simone in the 27.
Well, he was my pick, so he's probably cursed. But just hang in there. You got another 4 laps to go before we see this stage racing deal go on. So
Well, that's what happened when I picked Mike Pimpere right there, like lap 2. He got sideways and went down through the trioval on the grass.
Yeah,
So it happens.
we're not good at this, I guess. Not
Just like
predicting
picking
anything.
underdogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're trying to pick,
We'll
Who
talk
hadn't
about
won?
Always win.
we'll talk about our race winning picks here in a little while. I wanted to kind of give everybody an opportunity to say who they thought that would make a lot better finish than they usually do.
The 11 smacked the wall hard. He just lost about 3 or 4 positions coming out of turn 3 and 4, but you're starting to see these tires take effect. Drivers are definitely feeling it. They're starting to drift up. You're going to see a few cars hit the wall.
And that's the cool thing about, this track, the tire wear and how you manage the tires. And then if you drive it like you stole it, you're going to be in the wall pretty quick. You kind of have to, you can't just be all gas all the time. You're going to have to baby this thing a little bit to finish it. And then we're almost to the end of this stage, but man, the last stage, I think, is we're going to see all the, the real stuff happen.
Yeah, these guys are going to, after we take this stage break here at lap 40, we're going to have stage 2 will end at lap 90. So 40 lap stint followed by a 50 lap stint.
And then 75 lap stint, roughly without the caution laps and stuff. But that's how it's supposed to be, though. That's how they do it in the big leagues, right?
Yeah, and Greg Klein, Gary Sack, Matt Ford's all still sitting in the pits getting damage repaired.
Well, do we have a photo or a picture of Matt Fornes, what he's doing right now? Did he shut his camera off? I'd love to see what he's up to.
You know what? Let's go side. Well, caution's about to come out, but let's go ahead and let's give Matt Fornes a little screen time.
Yeah, I'd love to see what he's doing. Well, I guess you know what'd be good? I think we should talk to him here in this stage and see where his mindset is, since right now he's in last place.
Well, there's the end of the stage, and Tabor Mowry takes the stage win. Second place, Ethan Flanagan. Third place, Alan Kuhns. Fourth place, Mike Simone. And fifth place, the 9 of Justin Barkley. Joe Neidick, Justin Malarkey, Alan Dixon, Andrew Kolb, and Tony Fry are your top 10 in the stage.
Man, that mustache has grown since we last saw
I'm gonna go look for
Fornes.
Matt.
Yeah, bring him on up. If you guys don't mind, let's give him a shout. He don't have nothing to do.
Let's see
Go
what you
ahead.
think about that.
What else is he doing? He's not driving. He's just sitting there. Oh, Tabor Mowry. He's always looking on point in his rig there.
Mr. Matt Fornes.
Yeah.
He looks quite dejected.
I hear him on the.
Yeah, you hear us, do you? Matt Ford, you got a copy.
I got a copy, fellas. What's going on?
Well, we're just going to play a game tonight and say, I heard that, Colin. We're going to watch Matt Ford drink cold beer while he sits in the pits. What happened out there?
Well, let's see. I think it was coming out of 2. I went a little high, came up into Greg Klein. I guess he came down a little low, but I don't know. I already talked to him about it. We're all good. It's kind of a racing deal, so I hate it. I was having fun running up there at the front there for 10, 12 laps. I don't know.
Well, looking at your current race progress kind of reminds me of something I had to tell you guys. I got breaking news. I did have to quit my second job as a treadmill tester today because I didn't feel like I was going anywhere.
Go anyway.
That's kind of what you're doing right
That's
now,
hilarious.
getting your car fixed.
I'll tell you what's going somewhere is that mustache. So at least we can look at that with the cam and just enjoy and drink a couple cold beers. Are you ever going to get back on? on the
That's
track.
adult film worthy. That's how good that mustache is going.
I'm letting all my damage get fixed. I got about 3.5 more minutes of optional, so I'm gonna go out there when it's done and see how it drives. If I can get around the track okay, I'm gonna go out there and turn some laps. But if I'm just gonna be in the way, I'm just gonna park it for tonight and just drink cold beer.
Well, that's not a bad plan for a Friday
Yeah.
night. Just
The old,
watch the race and drink beer.
Yeah, the old Rainier beer number 10 didn't have a good night.
Ah, you said it, I didn't, but either did Greg. Y'all got into it. I'd rather see y'all fight, but I know it wasn't really anything
No.
between y'all. It just happened. But all right, well, get back out there and race. We'll get in touch with you later and see what it looks like in the rear of the field, unless you're working your way up to the front.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen. Y'all boys keep doing what you're doing great. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. We'll see you.
What do you say we talk to our leader, Taver Mowry?
Huh? All right,
Let's
bring
do it.
him on.
All right, let me go find Latte Motors.
Oh, Latte. Tabor. He's always down for a good chat. He's sitting there
Yeah.
pretty nice. Hope we don't curse him, Francisco. I'm gonna let you talk to him. I'm gonna let you talk to him first, Francisco. Tabor Mowry, you got a copy.
Oh yeah, I do, Mr. Adam Turner.
All right, Taver. So I see you in the lead. You're able to run down the 60, complete a pass. Was it the tires taking effect, or what were you noticing?
I've found a lot out in this run, and I honestly, it's gonna be tough to pass me here. I think. I don't have the greatest short run car, but I don't think there's a car better than me on the long run here.
Well, that's
Yeah.
awesome, man. You got that figured out.
Man.
Yeah, this track kind of reminds me of Dover, honestly. And I love Dover. Dover is one of my favorite tracks, but yeah,
Heck yeah, you
All
got
right.
the sauce.
yeah, got the sauce. Bring the juice, baby.
Hyphy mud or whatever you got going on there. But hey,
He's
Hey,
got
good
the
luck to you.
lattes.
if there's anything that happens, it was Francisco that wanted to bring you up. No broadcaster curse here, though. I'm just kidding. You're gonna do great. Good luck to you, man, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you again.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. Thanks for all you guys do, and hopefully we put on for a show for you guys.
No, thank you.
And that's it. Right there's an Ohio boy. He's very confident in that car, is he not?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
he is. That thing's a rocket.
I gotta-
Alright, well,
I'm interesting to see.
go ahead,
how it
Francisco.
goes.
Rennie gets his restart, but I will say he is true about that long run speed in this car. I think the only one that was able to keep up with him in regards to long run speed was that 35. As we're coming to this restart, let's go ahead and see how they kind of handle it. Getting ready for this green flag. And here they go. They are going green. 35 gets a solid launch on that high side. It'll be interesting to see if he's going to be able to make it stick on the high side, get a run coming out of the corner as you see the 5 taking the inside.
I wonder if he can make
Ooh,
it stick.
I think the 35 is going to get him. Oh, 5 gets a little wiggle.
Thought the 5 wasn't gonna get passed.
The 60. Remember, the 60 was the lead car that first run for a good while. With these fresh tires, it'll be interesting to see if he tries to play it conservative or if he's going to try and take it a little easier knowing that these tires, the 35 just pulled away on this restart.
Yeah, but Francisco, was that cold tires and maybe a little bit of Tabor's ego kind of let happen in there? I think Tabor would be fine. I think he had a cold tire issue there.
Oh, for sure. I think what happened was he saw a 35 get a solid launch on the high side, so he tried pushing it just a little bit to try and make it. And, well, with cold tires, we all know that you push it a little too much and it starts to wiggle on you. Luckily, he kept it
Caution.
clean.
Caution out. Let's see what happened. I'm trying to find it.
Ooh, I believe it was the 11 of Andrew Kolb and Jason Ricketts.
Oh, no, man. Tabor, Brandon, that was pretty funny what you said there. Yeah, I thought nobody was going to pass him. But He's gonna have his chance again. So
Now, I was curious there if Taver was gonna start overdriving the car and eating up those tires to get back to Ethan Flanagan. So
well,
that
I think
caution gave him a second chance. I think.
I think you're right. He'll be fine, man.
So
Let's see what
that
happened here.
wreck was a result of, once again, a car going towards the wall, reacting to it. And just like last time, there's just a car underneath,
Yep.
and boom, contact, and both into the wall.
And I mentioned about I was watching Jason Ricketts earlier. He's having trouble coming out of 4, and that's exactly
right
what
where it
happened here.
happened.
Yep, and he was having trouble earlier with that, and unfortunately, he took out the 11 of Andrew Cobb in that super serial tricks machine.
Well, I think part of the reason you saw Tabor get past so quickly there on that restart is he told us why. He's got a long run car. He might get passed by a car or two here early in the run, but when this thing gets to about, I don't know, lap 80 or so, look for that 5 to be running somewhere right around where he was when he picked up that stage win, if not in the lead.
For sure. I will say this, so that restart to 35, he timed it just right.
Yeah, he did.
And being able to keep the momentum on the high side and having the run down the backstretch was what solidified that pass. One other driver that I'm seeing moving is, well, there's actually 2 drivers I'm looking at right now, is that 31 of Alan Dixon, who's up 16 spots, and the 24 of Joe Neidig. They're both up 16 spots, and they're being consistent, taking their time, moving their way through the field. It'll be interesting to see how they continue throughout this race.
Yeah, Alan Slider Dixon's always competitive, and we know Joe Neidig. He's not in Ohio. He's from Ohio. He knows what to do, how to fight. But man, I'm rewatching the replay of the wreck, and it looks like 2 Russian ballerina dancers. They're just sliding together. That was interesting.
Well, Ethan Flanagan's going to choose the outside line here.
Yahtzee.
And then Becky Fry joining us on Facebook. Thanks for watching us, Becky. Pulling for the number 6 of Tony Fry. Who else we got? We got over on the YouTubes. Matt Ford says bounty on the number 5. And then Grumpy Gramps Races says, I'll double it. And Thomas S., of course, cheering for Forns' mustache. And Ryan Simone saying, go north-south racing. Of course, his pop is driving the 27 out there. Thanks for everybody joining us on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook tonight. We appreciate y'all watching. Yeah, Ethan Flanagan up 7 spots overall.
I will say, I think Ethan has that short run speed and he has that long run speed. I think he's the more balanced car out there. 60 had the short run speed.
Mm-hmm.
Taver had the long run speed. So it'll be interesting to see because if we get like a mid run, I think the 35 might have a really good shot. And now him taking the outside is actually a smart move. You saw how good of a restart he got on that previous restart, and taking the high line, it'll give him, like I said, the advantage for beating the leader, and second, having the momentum on the high side. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles this restart.
You said it, man. I'm actually surprised that the 60 of Kuhns didn't do that earlier and choose the outside line, but Ethan knows that it works, so he's going to go with it. And we'll see how he does on this restart. Like you said, man, that last restart of his, he was solid. He timed it perfect and just got a great jump. So let's see if he can repeat that. right behind them here. You got the 60 and the 9 of Justin Barkley. And then behind them, Red Stick Mike Simone and the 31 of Alan Dixon. These guys getting tightened back up, getting ready for the restart. 35 is the control car. Green flag is out. Not as dominant of a restart for the 35 that time. It's a pretty even. He's pretty even with the 5 of Taver Mowry going into turn 1. Behind them, the 60 of Kuhns inside the 9 of Barkley. Pretty even. Nobody with the advantage. The 35 and the 5 very close in the middle of these turns, trying to put as much pressure on the door of the other car as they can. They are still side by side going down the backstretch. Finally, the front stretch, and as they come across the start-finish line, the 35 does get the advantage. He is going to remain your leader. What a restart from the outside line for the 35.
Man, that's some really good racings right there up front, and all the way in to almost the back here. Everybody's looking sharp for the most part. I think we have a little problem with the number 1. He's had some blinking issues in the Ricketts machine. Just hit the wall and then come down on the Michelob Gray, and that should be a caution.
They're both
If not,
track. I don't think they're going to throw it.
well, and then Michelob got screwed out of that deal, to be honest with you. If you ever have time to look at that, Francisco, the number 1 blinked, hit the wall, and then he was gone. Then he dove down and took out Richard. So,
Oh yeah.
You want me to go talk to Richard, or is he still running? Let me see.
well, he's still running, but I don't think he probably wants to talk to us at this point. I mean, you're just ready to fight everybody. Ricketts,
I want to see it happen.
well, Ricketts is blinking so bad, and he has been having some issues with his interwebs. That's not.
He's low on that blinker fluid, man.
Yeah, you need to go put a GoFundMe up, Brandon, and get him set.
And Kelsey Wiles, thank you for joining us on Facebook. Kelsey says, Brandon Hughes, the ARCA, and truck number 32 in the booth tonight. And also, good luck to Matty G, Matt Gusty out there in the 29.
Man, you're bringing fans here, Brandon. Good job. Nobody's ever given us a shout out, have they, Alan?
That's
No,
not a kind one, you know.
not really.
Not any positive reinforcement.
But Tabor and Ethan and Alan Kuhns are actually hard at work
31.
here.
31 got wicked loose. I don't know what happened there if he got into the 27, but sent down into the infield. We're staying green.
I think he made it.
When I say he threaded a needle,
Yeah.
he came back on track. Watch this replay right here.
He almost assassinated the 24 of Joe Nidick, it looked like to me.
Holy smokes.
That was close.
Yeah,
Wow.
he needs some new drawers after that one.
Really
does
good
Joe.
save. Really good save.
Yeah. Y'all talked about him earlier. I think y'all cursed him too. Man, y'all are bad at this. Cursing everybody out.
Thomas S. says, Mr. Joe Archer on his move from missing the start. Joe Archer with a late start. Moving up through the ranks.
Well, he had to
Pointing it
collect the eggs from
Yeah, he
the
had to go out and
chickens.
pick up eggs and everything.
Probably herd the goats. Have you ever tried to herd goats? I have. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
herding
not-
cats. It's like herding cats, and then they're jumping on your truck, and those things they're
Trying to
something.
Climb trees and get out of the fence, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And Adam Strom's also joining us on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, Adam. He says, just want to give a shout out to y'all in the booth for a job well done. Thank you, Adam. You're much too kind. There's my positive reinforcement for the day.
Oh, that was nice of him.
I know he's not talking about me, but I'm gonna
No.
live off of y'all for a little
Take it for what it is.
I'm looking at this 35, and he's holding a steady gap over the 5. It'll be interesting to see once the tires kick in if he's able to maintain it, or if Taver runs him down. Because I knew in the last run that they did, they were kind of running even. So It'll be interesting to see if Tabor's able to get around him or if he's gonna be stuck behind him with that dirty air.
Brandon, what did Tabor say? He said he had the fastest thing on the track, didn't he?
Yeah, he said that he had the fastest car out there.
All right, so we got. So
Don't
I'm gonna expect
On the
him
long run.
to take Ethan at some point here. What else did you have, English?
Albert Anderson joining us over there on the Facebook. Y'all recognize him, I'm sure, from HCK Beagles Racing League and the Vigilante Racing League on Tuesday and Thursday nights. Or
Yeah.
Tuesday and Wednesday nights, I should say. Albert sent some mighty fine racing out there tonight and giving us a shout out for our booth work tonight. Thank you, Albert.
Oh,
We sure
man.
do appreciate you, brother.
That's America's driver right there. Y'all need to
Puts
check him
on-
out.
Puts on a hell of a podcast, too, over there on SoundCloud.
Yeah. Vigilante Report, SoundCloud.
Yeah,
Check that out. It's pretty cool.
Well, fellas,
Check him out on that on the racing too. Well, go ahead there, Francisco.
while that was going on, I noticed on my screen Joe Archer, I believe, wrecked. Let's go ahead and see what happened with
man.
him.
Oh, he's in the pits, huh? I had no Joe out there. Oh, he got my outside wall. Man.
That's what it looks like. It really doesn't see what occurred because he was blinking. So it might have been somebody got into him while he was blinking and sent him up the track is what I'm gonna guess. But yeah, he's sitting in pit road right now. Ethan Flanagan, he's spreading this gap.
Oh man. Well, maybe we'll have some fights between him and Tabor.
Yeah, our first one of the season. Let's do it.
Well, I think we'll talk later, but we can kind of instigate fights, kind of like the CIA. We'll infiltrate them. We'll tell them somebody said something about this, and we'll create a bunch of fighting by the end of this season, Brandon.
Heck yeah, I'm about it. We'll be like women.
Jeez.
Wow.
I'm just
I was more like the Ukraine Russia deal, but if you want to go there.
Oh, 25.
25.
A lot of ground. What happened there?
He smacked the wall coming out of forward. That's not the first time he's done it either. I've seen him hit that wall quite a few. He's having the same issue I believe Ricketts is having where that wall just comes up quicker than expected. And I mean, if you miss the apex, it's almost destined to hit that wall.
And that's a big problem out of 4. We don't really see that coming out of turn 2. I know Adam, like at Michigan, turn 2, it gets really tight coming out of the turn, but here it's completely different. Turn 4 seems to be an issue for a lot of drivers tonight.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Turn 4 tightens up kind of like turn 2 Michigan, where they are having issues, and I'm glad it's them and not me. I like to watch it and talk about it, but I don't want to be out there, getting yelled at for being in the way or crashing into somebody. So I'm happy right here where I'm at.
Kelsey Wiles does verify what Brandon Hughes just said. He said, it is true, women do like to stir the pot a lot. LOL.
Yeah, I got someone that probably is
Somebody
upset
backing
with
you
that
up
comment.
Yeah. I in no way, I will not condone it. The activity of Brandon, it's all Brandon Hughes, Racing Inc., not Midwest Days of Thunder.
Contact Midwest Days of
Yeah,
Thunder
that was-
legal department if you
Feel
have
free.
any further questions.
But feel free to contact them or him. So
yeah.
I think that's
But we-
Michelob, isn't it? Isn't he our HR?
yeah, we have to have a talking to
man.
Brandon. Hey, don't worry, Brandon. I got suspended from a league. Don't worry. I like your style. We're gonna go a long way this season.
Oh yeah. Just like the racing and just get it cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah, we just got to work on some of the things. Sometimes you
happened?
can't say certain things.
Ooh.
Somebody told me that. Somebody's in the grass mowing it.
That's
It
Eric
is-
Fiorello. Again, there with some
Yeah.
control issues.
Yeah, it was.
What happened to the gap between, as we watch the replay here? Oh, that was a little net code.
Looks like
Between the
Tabor's
21 and
chasing down
25.
that 35.
Yeah, that gap has pretty much disappeared.
Good.
Maybe that long run car is starting to come in for Tabor.
He let us know he had a good car, so maybe that's actually. Yeah, I think he's right. Tabor was right because he is about to make the pass.
35 was going to try and pinch him down.
Well, he thought about it, didn't he? What would you be? I've never been up front except for like a couple times in Michigan. Francisco, what would you be doing here if the guy was trying to pinch you and you're Tabor? Just are you doing what he's kind of doing? He's just sticking his nose in there and trying to make it work.
Yep. Another thing I would try and do, I mean, the 35 is doing what I would do is pitching him down, holding him down there. If I was the 5, tires would matter. I mean, as we see the 5, he completes the pass. To a certain extent, if you see that you're really not able to complete the pass, I would drop back and just try and set him up for again. But right there, we see the 5 just had too fast of a car, and he knew it, so he's stuck with it and completed the pass. But so it really depends on the situation. As I see the 35 trying to make a crossover move and trying to attempt a pass of his own, it'll be interesting to see if he's able to complete it.
A little bump and rub right here.
Well, the 5 has the preferred line here. That outside to middle to outside line, that's where he wants to be anyway. And I don't think he liked that running the inside line around Ethan there and getting pinched down like that. The outside and the middle is kind of where he wanted to be. So I don't think he was sweating it too much when he saw the 35 dip down low and he knew it wasn't going to stick.
Yeah, but all this is like one of our presidents said. This is strategery right here.
Yeah.
Because at lap 90, we're going to have our next, stage flag. So was it too early to start kind of fighting? We still have 15 laps to go. So that's kind of the question in the room now.
Alvin Anderson says he loves the 21 cars paint job. Very patriotic. He says, please pronounce his last name very slowly. It's Mike Pimp Air. Mike Pimp Air.
He's from Maine, true American, and he's sponsoring this race actually. Loud, proud American car. So thanks to Mike Pimp Air for sponsoring this race.
Now, as we approach, before we get to the night lap, stage 2, what do you say we go side by side and kind of focus on our leader, kind of see how he's driving this car around this track?
Justin Barkley's up there poking his nose up there with the leaders and that Coors Light machine.
Yeah, he is. I think that's a great idea, Francisco. Let's see how they're driving, and Barkley's kind of trying to hone in on them. Well, there's a caution. Matt Fornes in the number 10, having some big issues, then runs into Hornbeck in the meanwhile, so. Well, I don't want to talk to him again. Steve McComas looks like he's broken. Justin Malarkey looks like he's broken. So there was something that happened back there that we didn't.
Well, that included the 24 of Joe.
Sure did.
And
he's not happy about it, I'm sure. Judging by his body language on the cockpit cam.
Oh yeah, he does not look happy.
So wow. What happened?
Real life.
What happened was the 73 gave him a little bump from behind. I think he went low trying to get a pass. The 84 was right there, and it just hooked him into the 24.
Oh, it sure did. And Matt Fornes was just a product of, he was staying out of the way. He was having a good run up high. So he just got kind of collected in that. So did 70. And, ooh, that might cause some fights, Brandon.
Heck yeah, let's bring some people up here.
All right, well, let's see.
Let's get them through
let's clear it. Who do you think we should bring up, Brandon, since you're the number one fight man?
Let's bring up the 24 of Joe Nidick.
Oh God! Oh geez, I might have to take a break if we do that.
I gotta go Yahtzee anyway. I'll be back in a minute.
He may strangle one of us.
Or Perfect.
Because he's going to try to get up there. But if he's willing to talk to us, I mean,
Yeah. After they get through this pit cycle, I'm gonna drop down and I'm gonna go find him in Latte Motorsports and see if he wants to talk.
Okay. Well, Francisco, be prepared, Francisco. We're gonna give him a shout.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that was. We'll just let him tell us what happened in his own words. I don't want to speak for one of the Nidec boys. But man, that was an interesting wreck, and I don't know. We still have about 10 laps, I think, to go before this stage race and stage 2 ends here. So, all right, Joe Nidec, you got a copy.
I got you.
All right, we're up in the booth. I know something happened. We could see you, and I know you weren't happy. If you would kindly describe to us kind of what you thought was going on in the cockpit and what happened to you there.
We caught a lap car. He was up high, and I had somebody low on me, and we just got him so fast, and I obviously come out of the gas. I think the 73 ran into me trying to check up, and then, just cascade effect. It is.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like up here. It's kind of sucks. It's upsetting, but how's the damage to your car? Do you think you're going to survive that thing?
I might be all right. I should be able to get some of the damage repaired. We'll see how it runs after I get it repaired.
All right. Well, thanks for coming up and talking to us. I mean, I know that's frustrating. Francisco, you got anything for Joe?
The only question I have is, are you good on power?
Yeah, I'm good on power.
Oh, then perfect. You should be good when you get this damage fixed, and I'm hoping to see you out there. You were one of the bigger movers and moving your way up the field, so it'd be interesting to see how you do after you get this damage fixed.
Yep, we're gonna try to run through the field again.
All right. Good luck to you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for talking to us.
Yep.
Man, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
That big, beautiful
He's
German
pretty
Shepherd
mad.
behind in there.
Yeah. I was getting a little
yeah.
nervous.
The dog came in there. I think he calmed him down a little bit.
He probably needed that support dog to help him out through that. And he described kind of what we thought had happened, but hey, that's racing, man, You got a pretty wide track. People get aggressive. I think people think they have more room than they have. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it causes some of that stuff because
I'd
if
be
you
guilty
just,
of it.
yeah, you think, look how wide it is. You think you could run 5 wide here, but there's
It's not.
no. It tightens up super
Real
quick. Yeah. So
Well,
it was
Adam,
pretty good. Yeah.
Adam, they're fixed to go back green again here in
Yeah.
about 3/4 of a lap. Tabor Mowry looks like he's taking a page out of the 35 strategy guide here and choosing that outside line.
He sure did. You got Tabor Mowry on the outside, but he took that outside. You got Ethan Flanagan inside. Barkley, you're gonna have on the outside, Anthony Fry on the inside, then you'll have Red Stick Mike Simone on the outside with Alan Kuhns in that zigzag machine. I don't know what zigzags are, but I think they're for something.
Yeah.
I think they're for something fun. I'm not quite sure, but pace car is down. Let's see who gets the the great start here. Red Stick looks like he had a little internet issue in the Ukraine machine. And here we go. Let's rip this thing off and see who kind of can come out front here. Really good battle. Tight right now.
Nine.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The nine's gonna try to make an inside move on the 5 as well.
Yeah.
Not gonna make it stick.
No, Justin Barkley is tired of their shenanigans up front, isn't he? Looks like he's
ready to lead some laps.
well, he's in a Coors Light car, so you might as well. He wants to get to the beer 30. I would be too.
Well, he gave the 5 a pretty good little push there at the beginning, but the 5 when he came down to kind of pinch the 35, it looks like he got a little bit loose.
Ooh.
That was
Almost
close.
rubbing him.
I don't think the 5 appreciated that move.
I bet he did not. And I think there's some pretty good rivalries going up front, those two.
The 35
Looks like-
definitely did come up into him a little bit when the 5 was trying to pinch.
Yeah.
But man, it'll be interesting to see how they race each other as a result of some of these restarts. Because I will say these restarts have been very hectic between some of these drivers, very aggressive, and very entertaining.
Yeah, and you got to remember the 35 has an actual, I think a human being as a spotter, if I'm correct in my memory. So is he telling him, hey, block? You know, it's a little better sometimes if you have a real life spotter, right? As Tabor looks like he's coming down inside, you're going to try to take him.
That surprises me that he's trying to use that inside line again against the 35.
Well, we're coming up on that those
That's
stage
right.
points,
You
right?
got to do something. There's 5 laps left till we get the stage.
It's like a race within a race. Don't you want that number 1 spot?
Oh yeah.
I see that 9 coming up here and stealing the stage win.
That could happen too.
You might
These
be
guys
onto something there.
they're fighting it out.
Yeah, and he's just catching up right here.
That mid to high line, though, you get such a run off that corner that he could just protect it, and he should be good.
Yep.
What about Anthony Fry in the number 6 Viagra car, man? He's had a heck of a night, staying
that's-
super clean.
That Viagra car is coming up.
He say on the back of it says "Drive it hard," so I think that's what he's doing.
You drive it hard.
Driving it hard, all right.
Alan Kuhns trying to make a move on the Viagra machine while all the stuff's happening up front. Well, we're having some interesting stuff happen right now. Kuhns makes a pass.
Like you said about those points, every point matters. If you can get an extra point on a good stage finish, might as well get in there and try to take it.
Also, that's just one last spot you got to get in that final stage to get one step closer to that win.
Yep, because we're pretty much going to see the entire field come down as soon as this stage ends. I don't think we have anybody that's really off cycle here.
Yeah, so they all come down, right? But what about they'll have roughly 75 laps to go, so they're going to have one more pit stop if
Yep.
you know, if I do my math, which isn't very good. So we could have a green flag, or we could have a caution that brings that out. So that's where you got to start putting your thinking caps on, boys. And the one guy that doesn't have his thinking cap on is Matt Forns. He's sitting in the pits, and he's done for the night.
Yeah, he thought they were going to try to get that thing fixed up enough where he could come out and just kind of pick up some attrition positions maybe. But he's too far behind us. There's the end of the stage. So
There we go.
here's how your stage shakes out. Ethan Flanagan takes the stage win in stage 2. Tabor Mowry in 2nd. Barkley in 3rd. Alan Kuhns in the 60, passing Tony Fry to pick up that 4th. Tony Fry in 5th. Mike Simone in the 27 car will be 6th. White Pin Pair, Connor Darnell. And let's see, rounding out your top 10 here is Derek Schimmel and Eric Fiorello. So Derek up 10 spots, man. He's kind of slowly working his way up. Slowly
Man,
and
where's-
silently and safely moving up.
Where's the Derek cam? Oh, did he just not put his cam on
We don't
tonight?
have a Derek Cam tonight.
Yeah, we had one in the last couple of weeks, and we enjoyed it. You know,
So
like to see what's going on over at Derek Schimmel's house in California. What you got?
after the caution came out, I noticed this in the TV camera. I saw the 21 in the wall, and I was curious as to what happened. And there was contact between him and the 97 coming to the line,
Oh,
and he got sent through the grass. I want to see how hard he hit the wall, though.
Was it done on purpose? Are we going to have an
No.
issue with the fight, or
no,
No,
the 21
damn
may
it.
have came down just a little bit.
Why is
Dang.
no one causing fights?
it's going to happen? Brandon, just stay with me. We're going to see some good ones at some point.
I also
Trust me.
My goal is to see like 2 people fly and meet up just to fight each other over a iRacing fight.
I would love it. Oh, that actually almost happened here in this league. We can't discuss it because certain things happen. there was threats to life and limb and flying down to a certain area, and that actually did happen. That was fun.
Ooh. Okay, so I saw on here that the Mike Hornbeck had crashed, and I was wondering what happened to him. His engine blew.
Ooh, that's no
no.
bueno.
Mm-mm. Can't do
Albert-
much with that engine.
Albert Anderson on Facebook said, "Oh no, we put the jinx on the 21, the broadcasters and the
Well,
fan."
Yeah, well, that don't put it on yourself, Albert. We do it all the time.
Yeah, we do it. We're
And I-
professionals here.
We're professionals
We
at
screw people out of good racing all the time here. With
ruining people's
curses.
life on iRacing. But I don't know why that happens. It just kind of seems like it does. But Pimper, man, he's a good sport. He'll be fine out there.
Yeah.
Now, is it really a curse, or at this point, is it just a talent by us?
Maybe, yeah, probably.
We've been honing our skills at putting the
I'm-
heck on drivers for a while.
I'll tell you what, me and English have ruined a lot of guys' nights just by talking about how great they are. And, you know, y'all are joining in now. It's pretty fun to ruin people's nights, right? Isn't it, Francisco and Brandon?
Oh,
I kind of like it.
It's fun to ruin people's nights, but when you're on the other end, it's kind of not fun.
All right, we're going to do a broadcast with you racing, and we're going to try to ruin your night.
Oh,
We'll
it
bring
happened
you
on
up and-
Tuesday.
Oh, did it really? Yeah.
Oh,
No, I
yeah,
think it's just
was-
like, it's just crazy how that it works out, but we're really not. Well, I'm really not trying to ruin anybody's night. I'm really trying to have fun.
Yeah,
and hoping
it
they're
just
having fun.
always happens. It's just it's the damnedest thing.
now that I think about it, I think that's what happened to me on Monday at Dover in the
I think
Xfinity
so,
cars.
too. I
Oh,
think
sure
that's
did.
exactly
Oh,
what
we're
happened.
sorry about that, Francisco. We ruined your night. Dang it! It's
Oh man.
I'm glad we can be there for each other. You know, to screw
Yeah.
each other over like.
I'm glad I'm not out there, and y'all aren't ruining my. I would have ruined it anyway. So who am I kidding?
Looks
I
like
don't.
a
I don't need the broadcaster to ruin my race. I would have been ruined before. Go
Looks
ahead,
like a couple-
English.
Looks like a couple of cars waiting to get the wave around here, as Joe Archer, and that's Gary Sack. They're sitting there behind the pace car because they're waiting to pit so they can get the wave around, get a lap back here.
Can we do a side by side with Gary Sack and get his camera on the screen?
We will
I-
once this
I
gets
think-
running, because I believe we're coming to the green flag
Yeah,
soon.
sir.
we are.
Awesome.
But
'cause
I
that
think it's a
people
great
need to
idea.
see Gary.
Gary's going to be happy, even though he's like 800 laps down. He'll still be happy. We'll see him smile, which will make me smile.
He's kind of like a Labrador retriever in a car ride.
Oh, that's-
When those happen-
Oh, that was damn. That hit me. I love man. I do love seeing Gary
Hell yeah.
out there. He's just smile. He's happy. A happy guy, man. So
He's a morale booster. Just see
Yeah.
him as a morale booster.
I agree with you, dude. I think that's spot on.
Once again,
As,
we
we're
see
about
a,
to take it away.
we see a
Francisco, take
35
this
on the
thing away.
outside, and you know, after that one restart where we see him get that launch, everybody's going to the high side. I think it was a lesson learned as they coming out of the corner. Pace car comes down pit road, coming to the green flag. Let's go ahead and see how this transpires. As the green flag is out, 35-5, leaving kind of even. And man, they get really close to one another as they dive into the corner. Be interesting to see. 35 drifted up just a bit, but still gets the run off the corner. I believe he should be able to clear him. Oh, they are so close to one another.
It's not helping the 5 at whatsoever either. He's gonna
As
try
the
to
9
get
comes to the outside of the 5.
Not gonna work though.
Lets him back
Alan.
up.
And Alan Kuhns is getting sideways every which way but loose, but he's staying with him. And somebody that we hadn't really. We've talked about Red Stick Mike, but he has stuck together with his plan. Normally, we see him drive the tires off of that damn thing, but he's in the mix right now, guys.
Yeah, we saw the 31 of Alan Slider Nixon get up into the outside wall and scrape it for a good 100 feet there, but able to hang on to it, rejoining the single file line back here.
And we kind of
It's rough.
see.
It's rough getting that outside line and just having to hold it up there until you got a clear spot. Go ahead, Francisco.
Well, I mean, one person that kind of described this track, and I actually kind of see as we see the 9 making a move on the 5. Oh,
Oh,
I think he touched him. I think they just pulled the wheels a little bit there.
man, these guys are starting to battle hard.
yeah, that ain't over yet.
Well, while they're battling hard, that number 35, Ethan Flanagan, is just pulling away.
Man, these are some hard battles. But going back to what was said earlier, the 5 mentioned that this track is kind of like Dover. And although the configuration isn't exactly like Dover, obviously, I do agree with them in the sense that when you're exiting that corner, that wall comes at you faster than you expect. And it'll catch you by surprise. You think you might be good, and then right as you get to the exit, that wall's there, and there's nothing you can do other than hit it, or you slow down by like 50 miles per hour.
Yeah, when you come up on that wall and you gotta check up, I feel like you just lose everything and people just fly past you.
Oh, as we see, who was that?
27, a Red Stick Mike got a little loose there. Is that what you're looking at?
No,
Anthony Fry takes his
the-
place.
the 97 drilled the wall of Connor Darnell.
Oh, we hadn't mentioned too much about Connor, but he's having a solid run here.
Started 10th up to 8th.
You know,
I'll tell you, Eric Fiorello is still kind of
Hey,
hanging in there in the top 10.
70 McComas spun across the tri-oval grass, ended up on pit road.
now speaking of him, I'm noticing we had discussed this I think a few weeks ago, how his paint scheme now has a list. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Did the 11 just make the list?
Well, I think there's a few names on that list. I wonder if there's a way we could zoom in on them. Let me
I'd
see
love
here.
You can go
to.
to his right or
Oh.
his left rear quarter panel. And
Let's
zoom
see.
in.
Oh,
Connor Darnell is on there. I see him. There was, I
Nice.
believe, Joe Nidick. And who is that last one? Let me see if I can find him real quick.
well, he's going to have to add, I think, one more.
Yeah.
Andrew
Eric-
Cope did come over the radio and say, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, that's my bad."
That doesn't matter. You can still get on the car.
Heck yeah. Shoot, I would go rub them the wrong way just to get put on the car.
Yeah, that's a good way to get on the list.
Free advertisement.
So, 3 drivers on that list was Eric Fiorello in the 25, 24 of Joe Nidick, and the 97 of Connor Darnell are on the list.
Well, add the number 11, Andrew Cobe, I think. But what's interesting is Ethan Flanagan is kind of smoking these guys at this point. These guys in 3, 4, 5, and 6, are they just fighting each other too much and letting him run away with this thing?
Now, here's what worries me about that, and I've seen it plenty in official races. I've seen it a lot in some of the league races I've done. Is when you get a monster lead, especially at a track like this, sometimes it's a sign that you're pushing a little too hard and you're burning your stuff up. We saw it last run where he had about a 2-second lead and then it disappeared. So if I were him, I'd try and ease off just a bit to save those tires a little more, because I feel like he's burning them up. I've been guilty of it as well, where I'm in an official race and I'm just pushing, trying to spread that gap. And then towards the end of the run, I'm just getting run down like there's no tomorrow.
Well, and what about this part of this part of the equation? So you got Taver Mowry, Justin Malarkey, Alan Kuhns, Anthony Frank, and Red Stick Mike Simone running real close together. Is the draft helping them here? Is that something that could be actually pushing them and letting them save a little bit of fuel, a little bit of tires, and to help them catch Ethan?
I don't think it's hurting them a damn bit, because they're not really fighting each other for position. They're trying to stay in line, and it's helped them catch up to the 5. So let's see. Well, it looks like the 6 got a little out of sorts right there, but
Yeah, if they
let's
can
see
form
if
up.
adding another car in the 5 will allow them to maybe close some of this gap on the 35.
Nope, the 60 is gonna make an
Yeah.
inside move on the 60.
I knew something was going to happen.
No, you can never be complacent as a race car driver. You just kind of, oh, that guy's close to me. I'm going to go ahead and try to kill him and pass him. That's how iRacing works, and you get it. It's part of the fun. So
Now, Taver, that last time around, was faster than Ethan Flanagan by about 7/100ths of a second. So, like I said, I really do think Ethan might be burning his stuff up a little too early. But what do you say we go side by side and hop on Taver's cockpit, see how he's handling these turns?
let's do it. As the Anthony Fry and 60 Alan Kuhns have been door banging each other like they're at a dirt track. So that'll be fun to play out. But yeah, go ahead. Let's see what Taver's got in his cock. Does he have any fans out there? Where's his grandmother and all that? Everybody loves Taver.
That is very true.
I hadn't heard any of Taver's fans tonight. I was just
Well,
checking.
not tonight. Haven't had anybody yet tonight. As the 60 dives in behind the 6, they're back single file again back here.
Now, we're in the cockpit view of Taver, and you hear him let off, kind of letting it coast into the bottom, and you hear how long he's off that throttle, letting it coast in that corner. Because if you hit
Seems like forever, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, because if you go too soon, you're going straight to the wall.
Has anybody told Taver to shut the doors behind him because there could be a ghost? You got to keep the doors shut. I'm just saying. That's just my personal thing. I get worried when the doors are open like that. Somebody might crawl out behind him. So hopefully nothing's happening up there in Ohio.
Now, this time around, I'm interested in seeing the times because it looked like he ran Ethan down a little bit, and he did run a faster time. Now, granted, the time difference isn't too great, but still, I'm interested in seeing. It seems like Taver's getting a really clean exit every corner, and it seems like, I don't know, to me it seems just like Ethan, I think he's starting to run him down a little bit, to be honest.
Ethan might be running on cruise control a little bit.
Yeah, that gap's gone down by 0.3.
0.2 faster this time around. And you see how Ethan's running that midline while Taver's running that inside line? I wonder if that's also the reason that his tires are kind of burning up a little quicker.
60 and the 6 just banged into each other pretty heavy.
Yeah,
as
red
the 27 and the 27 and the 96 take advantage and go low on them here.
Yeah, there was a little battle there, but maybe there'll be some bad blood between the 60 and the 6. Alan Kuhns and Anthony Fry. We'll have to watch that as this thing goes down.
After we finish up with this side-by-side with Taver, how about we get Gary Sack on the side-by-side?
Oh, we got to see Gary, how he's running.
Let's go ahead and bring him on. We haven't seen them all race.
Yeah, I kind of...
We haven't? Oh, hello, Gary.
He's in P21 right now, 9 laps down.
Hey, that's the extra point over Greg Klein, Richard Gray, and Matt Forns. So good for him.
Yeah, I see the Michigan native working the wheel, not too hard. He's just got to try to run some smooth laps out there.
With a big old smile on that face.
Yeah, not a whole lot of counter steering.
Is he cruising down 8 Mile? Is that the road that wasn't that 8 Mile? Yeah, something like that down there in Michigan. Oh, Gary Sack out there just clicking those laps off.
Now, I will
Sack
say,
just got on the radio asking the leaders, "Hey, where do you want me when you come up on me?" Because the leaders are coming up behind Gary in a hurry.
I will say this is, like I said earlier, this track isn't difficult, but it's not easy. And the reason I say that is the apex isn't where you go straight to the bottom and hook it. You got to kind of enter a little high and kind of get down to it. Kind of like, what's a good track to describe it? Kind of, I guess you could say kind of like if you're on the low line at Phoenix, where you got to enter a little high and then kind of hook it in. That'd be a good way of describing it. As let's go back to Taver, because I'm seeing him. He's there now. That last lap, he was 3/10 faster than Ethan. This time around, actually, this time around, he was also 3/10 faster.
Yeah, and here it comes. Here comes the train. As you get a lap car up high, and man, you called it. Taver is actually starting to put a move on the 35 of Ethan Flanagan.
And we Joe Nidick up in 9th right now, back up in the top 10 after his incident earlier today.
Yeah, he caught the 60 and the 6 and the 25 pretty quick because the 6 and the 60 has just been at it for laps and laps and laps now.
Yeah, and
That's
when you
allowing guys to get around them and guys to catch up to them.
Francisco, you're the man with the plan. Whenever you get a second, when we got a little break in action, I want to see what Matt Fornes is doing. He's got to be go side by side with Matt Fornes. I'm sure he's having a really good time there, 500 laps down with his mustache.
Now that I put TV view, let's go ahead and go look at Matt Fornes. I believe he is enjoying the racing view.
Yeah, well, that's what he's doing. He's viewing it like us, so
Enjoying a cold one right on screen.
awesome. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. All right, we're done with you, Matt. Thank you for doing what we thought you'd be doing. But man, look at Taver. Maybe Brandon, what do you think? He talked a lot of smack. He's got the best car. He's got the long run. He's got this. He's got that. Do you think he can?
One just got into the 24. I don't know if the 31 went around or not.
Well, he said he apologized. So green flag still.
They're still good.
I mean, at this point, it really is a two-man show. I think they've pulled away from Justin Barkley by 5 seconds, is I believe the gap.
Well, Barkley must have been eating that macaroni and cheese down there in Florida and not paying attention to what's going on in front of him here. Because looks like Taver's kind of on a mission. And he talked about he's going to be more aggressive this season, this and that. And look at him go. He's right on his bumper now.
Well, 45 laps to go, boys. Now we got to start thinking about, now that we know who has what kind of car out here tonight. Who's your pick? Who's your winner, guys? Go.
I'm going to stick with the person I chose, which was Taver.
That's a pretty good choice so far.
I'm going to go with Joe Nidick. I think that he's had a really strong car. He's battled some uphill fights. I think this, they have to pit one more time, right? Under green?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think that, I think they have a good strategy. I think they can get him up there to get the job done. He's fast.
I like the 27 to Mike Simone. I know I dogged him a little bit earlier about his running
That's
too
just-
fast, too hard, too soon, but man, he's making it work. He's still up there in 4th, and the
That's
caution's out.
Joe Archer.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I was going to say that's your brother in crawfish there, the Red Steak Mike Simone, but here we go. I think so.
This
if
changes
they-
everything.
Yeah, it sure does. If you pit now, you're looking at about 40 laps to go.
Perfect.
You think that's perfect?
Oh,
Yep.
I, I think everybody's going to pit here.
You'd have to, right? I mean, unless you're a gambling man.
Well, they've been out there since lap 91, so that's what,
Yeah,
30?
well,
Yeah, that's a bunch of laps.
yeah, a lot of these guys never shot dice in Waco and got shot in the face with a 22 Derringer either. So probably a good choice to
So, I gotta say
go
this.
ahead and pit.
I'm surprised the caution took so long to come out. Joe Archer, what happened was out of 3 and 4, that wall monster got another one. He came across the track. Jason Ricketts got into him, and his left side tires ended up in the grass. He lost control, went into the outside wall, spun it, and he just came to a stop on the kind of half on the apron, half on the racing surface, and that was what brought out the caution.
Man,
Smart man. I would have stayed there too.
Yeah, they're coming down now. Looks like Ethan, Taver, Mike, Simone, Red Stick, Mike, Justin Barkley, Schimmel. Looks like they're all going to do it, just like kind of we predicted here. But so
Now,
here you go. Is this what you call the money stop?
yes
sir.
and no. The
Yeah.
reason I say that
Uh-huh.
is they might be good on fuel. But if there's a caution with about 15, 20 to go, we've seen how the tires play out. I would definitely come in, risk it. You're going to see some guys maybe stay out, but that's definitely something I would do. Now, if I were these drivers and fuel was kind of on the window, the moment I get out of this pit road, as we see Ethan come out in first, I would definitely have it in fourth gear and just holding the clutch, saving as much fuel as I can.
That 21 of Michael Pimpere just came out. I thought he blew a motor earlier.
Yeah, it might have just been like a piece of transmission. They might have gone underneath it and fixed that thing.
No, the one that blew a motor was the 84 of Mike Hornbeck.
Hornbeck, yeah.
Okay, my bad.
It's all right. I mean, it's
Well-
like shooting dice like Yahtzee.
Well, so if it goes green, it's going to help the long run guys like the 5 of Tabor Mowry. If it does not, it's going to benefit guys like Mike Simone who have great short run speed. We've seen a lot of that tonight out of the 9, out of the 27. And Derek Schimmel. Check out Derek sneak his way up here into the, well, he's in the top 4 now, it looks like. Top 4, top 5. The 96 up there, up 15 spots.
Derek Schimmel started 19th. Yeah, he's made one heck of a run and showing today.
So
Yeah, that's the question, Francisco. Are we going to have short runs, or are we going to have one big long run? What's going to happen here?
I think it's going to be 2 mid runs. And when I'm looking in, I'm in the cockpit of Ethan, comparing it to the way Taver is. By the sounds of the engine and based on the RPMs, I'm going to say Ethan's in fourth gear, not really holding the clutch to save fuel, but keeping it fourth because he'll burn up less fuel. While Taver is running around 45 to 5,000 RPMs, so which means he's probably in about second or third gear. So if fuel does come into play a factor, it'd be interesting to see if Ethan's strategy is a good one that played out, or if he's just trying to save some, maybe for a green-white checker just in case.
And I'll tell you this, Francisco, I'm one of those guys that I have my ignition switch mapped and everything on my wheel. So if this is me running around out here, I'm not just running in fourth. I'm running in fourth gear for 100 yards, and I'm shutting the motor off.
Yep.
And then turning my ignition back on immediately. And then when I'm ready to restart the engine, I just dump the clutch, run it another 100 yards, and shut it off again. I'm surprised we don't see more guys doing that.
Yep, and I think the reason is they might be good on fuel. I think Ethan may be just, kind of putting some on reserve just in case if it comes down to green-white checkered. Now, I will say this is if they do have a, good-sized run, the strategy will be whether tires plays a factor or not. And I will say from experience that tires, you can make it stick on the bottom and potentially pass maybe 5-6 cars on older tires within one corner. So it'll be interesting to see as, we're coming to this restart.
Yep. So Ethan Flanagan once again choosing this outside line. And he'll have Derek Schimmel starting behind him. Tabor Mowry on the inside with the 9 of Justin Barkley behind him. Let's see how much these guys are going to fight as we wait on the green flag to wave here. And the green flag is out. Restart is underway here at Nashville Superspeedway at lap 130. Oh, the 5 has some issues there. Goes 3 wide with the 9 and the 96. That's going to tie everybody up as the 35 just accelerates out 4 car lengths ahead of the 5. Man, that was not the restart that Tabor Mowry was looking for. I don't know if he missed a gear there or what happened, but they definitely bottled up right there beside him and behind him. Big
60's
checkup.
got another 60, turning him around. Oh,
We kind of saw that one brewing, didn't we, Brandon?
yeah.
Oh, into the wall.
Oh. Oh, I'm hearing some anger out there on the radio with Tabor. And nothing.
Tabor wants a review.
Actually, Alan Kuhns apologized for whatever happened in that. So there's a lot going on.
Ethan
60.
Flanagan running faster than he should have been on the end of that pace lap.
I mean,
The
though,
60
at the
came
end of the,
down on
end of
the
the-
6.
End of the day, that 35 Ethan Flanagan, he has to stay behind the pace car, and when that pace car drops in that restart zone, you can go.
I
Well,
think
let's-
the argument from the 5 was that he was running too fast
During
Well,
the pacing laps.
during the pace lap after the pace car dropped down.
Well, let's take a look at this restart, see what's going on. So, pace car's right here. Let's go ahead to, I think cockpit view will be a good assessment of this.
He's already car length in front here.
Well, I like how we're doing the diagnosis like a forensic here. We're just look at all those angles we got.
So, I will say, and this
He's
is
speeding
interesting
up.
from my point of view, he definitely was speeding up.
Yeah.
But I
His
will say
lines got
this.
on it.
You're
I
supposed to go on
think-
green in this league.
Yes, he is supposed to go on green. Now, the reason I found it interesting was if you looked at how close they were to that start finish line, I think he was suspecting that the green flag was going to come out before it did. Because, man, they were close to that start finish line when that green flag came out then.
Yeah. You're supposed to hold pace speed until the green flag drops.
He
And the
definitely
30
did.
The 35 was definitely speeding up more and more before the green flag dropped. So that's a legit argument, I think. But
Oh, for
the
sure.
35 did come back over the radio and say, "Hey, I won't do it again."
He's got some sneakiness in him, doesn't he? That 35. What happened to Sneaky Pete? He's not out here tonight. I miss Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle.
Yeah,
Where'd he go?
we saw the RPMs go from, what was it, 45 to about 48, 49.
5400.
Oh, that was okay. Then that, yeah.
Yeah. it
So,
went way up.
so I mean, at the end of the day, broadcast booth catches all.
Well, there's 4 of us. It means there's 8 eyes, except I'm blind in one eye. I'm like 30% blind in one eye. Then I don't know. English is blind in like both. So we still probably have about 3 eyes left.
No, Harris.
We're
is
still-
fine.
sometimes. So
And then we're doing other things, but I think we have a pretty good grasp of what's going on out there actually, and I like that. That was kind of a good diagnostic of what
Whoa.
kind of happened. What happened there?
Let's see here. We got. Oh, okay. Kuhns is back rolling.
He got smoked from behind after that.
Got a lot
so,
of damage fixed, but his rear end is still pretty jacked.
yeah, he's gonna have a hard time.
So let's see on this next restart.
What was
I
the
guess we're
ruling
we're
for
gonna
the
get a
35?
restart with about 30 to go. Go ahead, sir.
I said, what was the ruling for the 35 since it was requested for a review?
I think he's just gonna get slapped or something, with a hefty
know.
fine. I don't actually know.
I don't think the admins have done anything. So
Yeah, I mean, there's no EOL. I think they're
caution
just gonna.
came out. It didn't really give them that big of an advantage. I don't feel
Right.
like. I feel like.
A warning?
Yeah,
I
just
feel
like
I agree with that. It was like, hey, just don't do it again.
He's on double secret probation, kind of like Delta. So there, he's just not.
Priorities now.
Well, that was from it's probably
Revenge of
ahead
the
of your
Nerds.
time. Yeah.
Or Lambda.
No, Delta. I don't know what it was, but it was. It's from a long time ago in that movie with John Belushi.
Oh, you're talking. Okay, you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now-
you got put on double secret probation.
As for what
Oh,
happened
you're
with
talking about
Tabor,
Animal House.
Animal.
Yeah, Animal House. There you go.
as for what happened with Tabor, I think he missed a gear on that restart because he wasn't ahead of him, but he was side by side with Ethan, and the next thing you know, he just dropped back to that pack.
Or-
That was 3 wide, so I'm pretty sure he missed a gear as we're coming into turn 3, getting ready for this restart. As someone just opened a cold one.
And I love the opening of the cold one. That makes me want to watch this restart with Ethan Flanagan. It's got the first position, but he chose the high line. Tabor Mowry inside. Justin Barkley inside in 3. And Derek Schimmel, how the hell did he get up there? Right behind him. So this ought to be pretty fun as they hit that restart zone. And the restart looks pretty good. Everybody's lined out. We're basically watching the front 2 right now. Tabor Mowry trying to go inside of the number 35, Ethan Flanagan. Ethan Flanagan is letting him go, but they get a little sideways there. But almost causes a disaster. Barkley's sitting there watching him like, "Hey boys, I'm about to pass y'all." At some point, he probably will. And what is Derek Schimmel doing in 4th place? Man, that was a pretty fun restart.
It sure was. Now, Derek Schimmel, where was he before that caution came out? Because if he was a little far back, he's restarted 4th. But I'm talking about before that, when he entered pit, it could be that he might have tried strategy and maybe taken 2 tires. Because I don't remember if he was up far this front as the 35.
35 big loose. Wow, he's bleeding positions now as the 5 got around, and now the 9 is trying to capitalize on the outside line. What happened there with Ethan?
Let's take a
He's got
look.
super
'Cause
loose. Did he have help, maybe?
so this is a 30, the 97. Oh, Jason Ricketts just took out the 97 on that same, when that same incident happened. One hit the wall and got into the 97, sending him into the grass. So let's take a look at Ethan, though. Because what happened? Oh, he just got loose.
Loose coming out of 4.
Old tires.
But we see right here just how dominant Ethan's been this race as he's back around Justin Barkley. Back in 2nd. Now, since we are about... I'd say 26 laps. What do you say we go side by side and go through some of these guys that have a camera on and see how they're driving?
Heck yeah.
100%. Let's do that. As looks like Tabor Mowry's working harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter out there. Coming up on some lap traffic. So maneuvers Gary Sack. So man.
The 25 just hit the wall again. And I've talked about how Eric's kind of struggled in that turn 3 and 4. Kind of exiting a little too high and drifting up into that wall.
Yeah, he's had kind of a rough night, but what I like about Eric is he's still out there fighting through it, and same with Greg Klein, both angry idiots. Having terrible nights for them, but they're still out there racing.
Now,
And that's a long time to be in a headset, I'm telling you. As Eric's one of our VR racers out there, and that's how I race. And let me tell you that he is not comfortable right now. We see him trying to wipe sweat out from up underneath the edge of that gasket on the bottom set of that set of goggles. I've got the same setup he's got, and it's it wears you down after a while. These guys have been
Right.
racing now for a couple of hours or an hour and a half.
Well, he's got the gloves on. I mean, he's getting after it. He's still out there working, so
he's
yeah,
actually
it does. It's got to.
He's actually in 5th, about to try and make a move on Derek Schimmel for 4th, but Derek Schimmel gets in front of him. Oh, they are going hard. Oh, he's drifting up. And you see, it's so easy to drift up. And if you don't let off, you're going straight into the wall. You saw how much momentum he lost, though. as we take a look at, well, Connor Darnell, I'm not sure if he parked it. I believe so, because his camera is gone from the feed. So I'm guessing he might have parked it for the night.
Yeah, that big wreck that he got into, I don't think there's any recovering after that. I think that car's probably done.
Let's take a look at the 24, see how he's doing. He is in 16th.
Yeah, he's sitting 16th, but he's still in the mix, I guess, at this point. Not as much as we would normally see him, but he's up 7 spots. He started pretty low. But
Derek Schimmel's in a pretty heated battle right now with the 35. It looks like Derek Schimmel's trying to take that spot away. Oh, no!
Got turned. And I don't know why there's not a caution at this point.
Oh,
but
and Derek comes back down into the 35.
A
lot of contact there.
Yeah, I'd like to dissect that one.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to watch every bit of that replay.
We are on it.
I'd like the side by side, but wow, that just happened, man. That was a little interesting.
And that's Ethan Flanagan, one of the dominant cars, and Derek Schimmel. Let's see what happened. Oh, okay. No. What happened there was
clear.
Yep. I think he tried to clear, and Ethan's nose was just there. And once you're hooked up with a driver, there's nothing. And then, I'm not sure what. I think Derek was just trying to get out the way, and the 35 was still underneath him, I guess.
Derek was low. 35 was riding the wall, kind of doing his thing, and looks like Derek thought he was clear of the 35.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what happened.
I was thinking about the after contact where
all right, that could be a
96 came down and
a fight issue there, Brandon. We'll have to figure that out. I wish we had Derek available on camera. Love to see that.
And
do you guys want me to see if Ethan wants to come up to the booth after?
Well, that's up to y'all. I don't really know if you want... I mean, there's a point I like to push the envelope, but
I think that envelope is.
I wouldn't touch that one. Let's leave that one for maybe next week. Let him cool off a little bit.
Comes Derek down into the pit lane.
Yeah, Ethan's still out there trying to get another lap in, and probably he'll have to come in at some point. But
I talked about how this was going to be 2 mid-runs. I like to say my prediction was correct.
I think you're right on the money.
Well, you are the one guy that knows how to race in here talking, so I like it. You got that thing correct, but here we go. We've got roughly, 16, 17 laps to go. I'm not good at math.
When they go green?
Caution.
You think so?
Yeah.
Another caution?
I think somebody's going to get in the outside wall, especially coming out of 4, just because they're going to try and get every little inch they can. And
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that happens, or they're going to push it too hard entering turn 1 on the restart and get loose.
And everybody's going to be on cold tires, right? And it's a cold track, cold tires. Track temp right now is 81. That's relatively cold for a racing surface. So, yeah, I think we're going to see some scrapping out there at this point.
Now, I'm not too sure if the 35 is planning on staying out, or if he's going to come in like maybe with a lap or 2 to go. But if he's staying out, I will say this is going to be risky, for the reason being that damage is going to make him tight. Yet again, I mean, it was a hard hit, but it didn't seem like a car killer type of hit. So it'll be interesting to see how it handles, but man, this could go either decent or horribly wrong for Ethan on the outside.
What about the tires, though? I mean, he's sitting on his last pit was 125 on those tires. Everybody else on the lead lap has
very
now
true.
pitted. So that, I mean, they're gonna rip through him at some point unless we have another quick caution.
Not only that, he could spin the tires also. There's a lot of factors. I mean, me personally, I I wouldn't like the idea of staying out. It's too risky. You're damaged. You have a fast car. I would have come in, get as much damage as I could fix, and just drove through the field. There's just, in my opinion, there's just too many laps for this risk to be really worth it, in my opinion.
I'm kind of sitting there with you. I think the same thing.
Well, here's the important question: is whose time is it to call the restart?
I think it's a good question. I got.
I lost track. I guess I'll take it. I don't.
Yeah, go ahead and take it. I don't
think
remember.
it's
Hell,
my
I.
time.
This shall
Yeah.
be my restart to call.
Oh, there you
All
go.
right, get it, brother.
Just
This
take
is
it.
this
Yeah,
is gonna be a this is gonna be a good one to call. I'm telling you.
And I was
Gotta-
about to
Yeah.
say, I get the most
Yeah.
intense restart of the night. Let's go.
Yeah,
Get
well,
it,
look at Tabor. Tabor is just chomping at the bit. He needs to get past Ethan and let whatever happens with him happen behind him, because I'm a little concerned about the damage he's got and the tire wear he's got on that 35 machine. So
We'll see if we get a little bit more of a fair restart here too, as well.
yeah,
Taver
gonna
should be good. He just needs to make sure he launches the 35, because those tires on the 35, they're gonna have trouble on the restart. As they're coming around, pace car comes down, and we're getting ready for this restart with 16 laps to go as they're gonna cross the line. Green flag is out as we see them both launch side by side. You see how the 5 got a better launch entering the corner. I think the 5 should be able to clear him unless the 35 really sends it in. See the 25 trying to take it high. Oh, they're gonna.
Come down low.
what had happened there?
Joe, I heard someone say, Joe, you weren't clear.
Yeah, and then Eric Fiorello was really looking to pass Ethan. Ethan was struggling out there on those old tires.
Ooh.
Oh yes.
But he was
that
starting.
one.
The 35 is still starting a half a car length ahead of the 5. I don't know how that keeps happening, but he's already got half a length of advantage when they start the restart.
Well, yeah, I think he's using the metric system.
So
That
on
might be it.
the one just sent in a little too deep, and it took the 24 out.
Yeah, I think the 24 is done. He took a hard nose hit to that wall.
As for the restart, I know typically, I mean, you want them side by side, but typically, as long as you have second place, as long as they're not about, I'd say half a car, more than half a car behind them, they'll typically be good. Now, on that restart, I mean, I've seen Ethan kind of stay ahead. I believe that's kind of a strategy Taver's also playing as well, as kind of, because when it's on green, you kind of have to predict when the green is. But yet, if you hang back just a slight bit to where you're about a quarter to half a car length on that first place guy, what you can do is give it just a slight bit of gas right when you think the green's gonna come out, and if the green comes out right when you predict it, you're on that full throttle and getting a better run than the guy on the outside. So that could be a strategy that Taver's actually playing.
Yeah, well, now we're all playing games, aren't we? I mean, this is the time to play games.
Yahtzee's my game. And I'm gonna play
That's
it right now.
That's one of my favorites, actually. But yeah, you really have to. This is where all that thought process and strategy is going to play out. So you better stick with what you had and go with it, at this point, because we have about, by the time we go to green, what do you think we'll have? What? Brandon, you're good at math. Maybe 13, 12 to go?
Oh, I'll tell you. How many are left on, how many
Yeah,
are
there's-
left?
I think we're on
13 to go.
150.
Yeah,
13
so we'll
to
go
go
like
now.
12 to go with, when the green flag drops.
I think it'll be 11 to go, because I think there's the lights are still on the pace car, so it's still
Okay,
2 to
yeah, so
green.
2, yeah.
Um,
You're right.
Now, if I was Taver, and I think he's gonna do this, and it's a smart move if he does it, is take the inside line.
I
The
agree.
reason I say that is, yes, we've seen the outside be good on the restart and all this, but when you have a guy with older tires out there, you want to stick him on the line that's not as fast. And what I mean by that is, if you're on the outside, you have a guy with older tires on the inside, they're more likely to try and push it, get tight, and drift up into you. I'd rather have the inside line, let the guy on the outside push harder, drift up like we saw Ethan do on that previous restart, and get a clean pass on him. So it'll be interesting to see, and I believe that's the strategy he's gonna do.
You'd have to. You'd be dumb to take the high line there with those fresh tires and he's got those older tires. I think that'd be the smart thing to do. I think you get clear of them really quick. Barkley and Fiorello may have a little issue there, but don't worry about them, Taver. You're the guy with the best car. He's already told us he's got the best machine out there, so I think the low line is the way to go here too.
The low line is definitely going to have the advantage. The 25, it's going to be interesting how hard we pushes it. We saw how hard he pushed it the previous restart. Not afraid to take it 3 wide. Now, if I was the 25, I would, honestly, I'll kind of do what he did the last restart. Kind of set it in a little deep, drift it up, and then get a strong run coming out of the corner. And just, I mean, if you have the room, force it 3 wide. You have to get around the 35 as soon as you can if you even want to have a shot. Because the benefit of this is Taver said he doesn't have the short run speed. So if you have a short run speed, you have to make it work and get around the 35 the moment this goes green, to be honest.
Well, we're about to find out. Is the
there you are.
Yeah, I've been sitting here.
Okay, let's do it, English.
For a gap here, brother. And it looks like the 5 and the 35 a little bit more closely matched on this restart this time, as we're waiting on that green flag to wave, possibly for the last time. And there it is, as the 5 gets a great restart on the 35. And here we go, 10 laps to go. He is clear. He's going to lead the 35 into turn 1 with the 9 looking low on the 35. And the 25, let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to stay high or is he going to move down low? It looks like it's going to stay in that middle lane as the 5 is just pulling away. The 9 of Justin Barkley, making no bones about it. He wants to be a contender tonight and take that second spot away from Ethan Flanagan in the 35.
And wow, the 35 looks like, the 35's now, he was just in the way. He kind of got in the way of Eric Fiorello, tapped him a little bit just now, right there. But those tires hurt him. What he had there on the tires is...
the 35 and the 11 are together. Big wreck on the backstretch.
Catching Matty G in that, too.
I'm sorry, that's the front stretch there. Coming out of 4. Huge wreck. The 35 was involved in the middle of it. The 35 and the 11 kind of started that deal.
I will say that's a result of old tires mixed with new tires. Now, it'll be interesting to see what caused it. So they're 3 wide, 11.
They ran a freight train around the 35. Ooh. That was the problem.
So, by the looks of it, and I'm gonna take a guess here and say the 35 definitely came down, but it seemed as if though just slight netcode or something happened, brought them together, and then just finished it off, and then everybody just piled in.
They look like magnets, almost north-south magnets, just coming together.
73 went for a ride.
Yeah, there was a couple guys that went for a ride there. That was a tough one, a little heartbreak. I saw Alan Kuhns get collected in that. And
how often have we seen this coming out of 4, where the car up high, kind of gets too close to the wall, and then they just turn down the track and wreck the car down low? That's what it looked like again.
Justin Malarkey went for a ride on that.
Oh yeah,
I hope he's okay.
he went for a barrel roller too, but I mean I called it before this restart. I said somebody's gonna push it a little too hard, end up in the wall, and just. But he didn't end up in the wall, but he came down as a result and just hooked the guy. It's like I said, if I would have been Ethan, I would have come and get the damage fixed and taken those fresh tires. He was a consistently fast driver, even with damage rating that. There was a lot of drivers out here with damage. I felt like he could have driven through this field again. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with risk, but I felt like it just wasn't worth it at this time.
Yeah, well, he was shooting dice in Waco on a Saturday night, and he had a knife, and the other guy had a pistol. You know, that's what happened right there. It was a gamble, calculated risk, and
pay off.
It did not pay off. He got shot right between the mother and the other. Unfortunately, there for Ethan Flanagan, and it took out a couple other guys. But now we're going to restack him. Tabor, as confident as he is sitting in P1.
He just asked Barkley what lane he wanted.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I don't care what lane I have. I'm going to beat you. That's what Tabor's saying.
Oh, the mind games. I love it.
Confidence.
And then Barkley's like, I don't know. I'm eating macaroni and cheese. And then for some reason, Red Stick Mike Simone is in third place at this moment.
Right where he started.
That's right,
can you believe that? We've never
do.
seen him really finish one of these things. He normally drives the wheels off of it.
Like we said in our analysis of it earlier, this isn't a long run race anymore. This is a couple of medium runs and a short run or two. So Red Stick Mike in the 27, this is where he's good on a short run where he can just drive the hell out of that thing. Tires be damned.
Well, Eric Fiorello is not sitting in a bad spot there.
You're right.
In fourth, and Mike Pimpere, Mr. Maine, title sponsor tonight, Loud, Proud American. He's right there in fifth. So anything can happen. I feel this is going to be almost a super speedway finish here.
Well, Adam, are you about ready to call this restart? It looks like we got the lights are out on that BMW obscure-looking pace car.
Is that really what that is? I don't know what that thing is.
It's their generic one. But what do you think, man? Do you think the outside line's gonna make something happen here? We've got a lot of talent wrapped up in the first two rows on the outside line.
I go with Francisco, especially right now. I like the inside here on the restart.
Okay.
Even though everybody's equal, I think the inside is best.
Inside is best, but man, those fresh tires on the outside, both of them having the even tires. Ooh, Justin might be able to sneak this out, to be honest. If he really gets a good start, he could sneak it out.
Well, we're gonna find out here in a second.
You know, Eric wants to get him a win that's not on a road course.
Yeah, he does. Here the pace car, obscure pace car is down. They're kind of riding right in there. Tabor Mallory, Justin Barkley, Mike Simone, Eric Fiorello, and Mike Pimpere are all fighting it out. Here we go. Let's let this thing rip. And Tabor gets a really good jump here as Justin Barkley is kind of stuck on the high side with Eric Fiorello behind him. Red Stick Mike. Tabor
Contact
comes up, takes himself out. Eric Fiorello is in front. I don't see a caution flag, and that is mayhem.
Eric Fiorello inherits the lead after the junk that happened between the 27 and the 5.
And we'd have to rewatch that, but they're still green flag racing.
So as we mentioned, Eric Fiorello has a road course win or two. I don't think he's gotten an oval win in MDOT yet, though he's been with this league a long time. He's got a lot of experience.
Look who's behind him. Alan Dixon. Alan Slider Dixon. Heck of a race. They're both driving those Coke cars. One's
They
a
both
Diet
work for
Coke. One's not Diet Coke. Let's see if the Diet Coke can beat the regular Coke of Eric Fiorello.
Both of these guys work for Coca-Cola in one capacity or another, either a truck driver or working distribution chain of some type. But the 25 and the 31, this is going to be interesting. We only got a couple of laps to go here.
Look who's running him down, though. A solid recovery by that 9. He is really sending it in there. I mean, at this point, you really do have to, though.
Yeah, but Justin Barkley's sending it in there. But how is that going to work out for Eric if the 31 of Alan Slider Dixon's kind of holding Barkley off?
He just cleared him.
Eric Fiorello has got quite a lead. That's the white flag, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So
Hill got plenty of racing to go here. What in the heck is happening? Mike Pimpere in 4th place is waiting for somebody to make a mistake as Anthony Fry is on the inside of Pimpere. Look at Eric Fiorello. He is going to finish this damn thing. The Italian Stallion from Arkansas, Justin Barkley, Alan Dixon, Anthony Fry, and Michael Pimpere. What in the hell just happened, boys?
Man, I will say that was a heck of an inning. Now, let's go back and watch this Actually, you know what? We'll take a look after we see the 25 do some burnouts.
Are you just wanting to see that controversy that happened with Taver? I want to see that as well.
Yes. Now, I will say, Eric fought through all night. We saw him hit the wall plenty of times coming out of 4. He struggled, but man, he was at the right place, right time, and was able to finish it off.
That was kind of a lucky position he was in. He was high, or he went high when all that stuff happened, and he survived it. Man, look at him. He's burning it out now. He's tearing down Nashville.
Good job, Coke Man. That 25
Well, what about
angry idiot machine? He's been searching for an oval win for a long time.
You know what? I'm very proud of Alan Dixon. He just stuck it out tonight. He's
19 spots, the biggest mover.
There you go, and you get a point for the biggest mover of the race here in the Midwest Days of Thunder. So,
Do you really?
yeah, you get an extra point. So,
That's probably been what's helping me out lately.
well, are you a champion yet? Or are you working on it?
I'm P4 in ARCA right now, and I'm 5th in trucks, even though I missed the first 2 weeks before being able to come up.
Yeah, okay, you're gonna do fine.
Alrighty.
But yeah, you got to have that
Here's
extra
that-
point,
here's that
and it
accident.
works.
So
Is it?
here's this restart. So the 5 was clear. Now, as to why he wouldn't come up in front, I don't think he thought he was clear, but it left the door open for Justin to get side by side and send it in there. And I mean, Justin got a really solid run. He was gonna get. You saw the wiggle, and then just barely. Oh, they just pushed it a little too hard. Honestly, I think had they kept it clean, the 9 was going to be able to get the run off and complete the pass.
Yeah, I think he just kind of had to lift a little bit, got taken advantage of. You know how sometimes you get taken advantage of by some, scam artist on the internet or something like that. That's what happened to him. But I can't believe Eric Fiorello took this thing. That was pretty amazing.
Well, while we're waiting for the podium finishers to make it to the podium finishers channel and get ready for an interview, we'd like to announce that our super fan of the week is Kelsey Wiles on YouTube. Thank you so much, Kelsey, for watching and commenting. We appreciate all your input tonight, and you are our fan of the race. I think they're going to do a drawing at the end of the season for a cash prize. I think that's how they're doing it this year, or this season, I should
You
say.
got to do something so people can get their money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we appreciate all of our viewers across the platforms of Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We'll be back next week with more racing action on Monday. Where are we at Monday? I didn't I didn't check
We're
the
off.
schedule to see. Are we off Monday? Oh, okay.
Oh wait, no, Xfinity races this week because they had Valentine's Day off,
Yes, sir.
and then everyone else is off,
But
which is terrible.
we'll
Looks
get
like
that
we
fixed.
have
We'll-
Alan Slider Dixon in here.
Oh, our third place finisher. Y'all want to
Well,
talk
you-
to
Yeah,
Well,
I'll
you-
move him up here.
Slider? Let's talk to him real quick. Hey, Alan, it's the guys up in the booth. You got us?
I got you.
Hey, man, we've been waiting a long time to talk to you up here in the booth. What a great finish by you in the 31. Tell us what you saw out there tonight, because there was a lot of give and take, and some people were doing a little bit more taking than giving. But you ran a real fair race, and a little bit of fighting with the 25 out there, and the 9 passed you there with about a lap or two to go. Tell us about your race tonight as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, I got more than I should have got out of it. Honestly, I screwed up and passing the 9 early on in the race. I caught the apron, caused it to lose it. Went down through the infield, and then worked my way back and got into the back of the 24, thinking he would drive a little deeper in the corner than he did.
Yeah.
And so after that, I was dealing with damage in the nose of it and just trying to get the best I could. And I was looking at maybe finishing 5th or 6th, and then the 5 and the 9 and them got together with about 5 to go, and there was a hole there, and I went through it and went from 6th to 2nd, and then the 9 come back and got me because he was just faster than I was.
Sometimes you got to kind of be lucky you blew through the smoke. Man, it's awesome to see you up here in that Coke Zero machine. We talk about you all the time. You had a hell of a run, up 19 spots. You got looks like hard charge of the race too. So you're in the podium. Anything are you looking forward to next week, or are you just happy to be where you're at right now?
Happy to be where I'm at right now. Was really hoping me and Eric could finish 1-2, so we'd put Coke cars 1-2, but didn't quite work out that way. But 1-3 wasn't bad either. So we'll take what we got and go on to next week.
Looks like New Hampshire next week. Have you done any laps there? Any practice there? Is that one of them tracks you hate? I hate New Hampshire. I'm not going to make any bones about it. But what are you looking for next week?
I think we're off next week, actually. But
I think they traded it for the off week on Valentine's Day, so I think they are running next week.
Okay. Either way, I'm about in the same boat you are. It is not exactly the track I enjoy going to. So, we'll see what we can do, and maybe we'll get a decent finish out of it and be back here talking to y'all.
All right,
Yes,
man.
sir.
You got any shout outs or anything you want to say hello to anybody before we let you go?
Nah, just I appreciate all y'all do. I went back and watched the broadcast after. Y'all put on a real good show and really entertaining to listen to and watch.
Greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you very much, and congrats, and hopefully see you down the line.
Appreciate it, guys.
Mac and cheese time.
Oh gosh, if he's
Mac and
there.
cheese time. He's here. I'm bringing him up.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, Justin, this guys up in the booth. You got us?
I got you.
Man, talk about that last couple of laps there, battling out with the Coke machines of the 25 and the 31. But it wasn't all about the end. You were up front quite a bit tonight. What was your challenge with this track? What were you doing good that other people weren't doing quite as good? I mean, you seemed like you had it figured out.
Honestly, this is the first time I ran the track, and I didn't think I was that good. I stayed behind and watched a few people and how they were saving a little bit of tires, and then learned what I could do and what I couldn't do. And I was just fortunate to be there at the end. And then at the end, I kind of drove like a jackwagon, so I apologize to Dixon. But I just wanted to get back up to the front where I was at.
Well, right there, Tabor and I think Red Stick got into it a little bit, and y'all took advantage. And hey, you got to take it where you can get it. I mean, were you eating macaroni and cheese during the last lap, or just only on the yellow flag laps?
No, I haven't. I haven't had any in a long time, and I've found some other ways to be quicker. And I'm gonna keep on trying to get up here in the broadcasting channel to get a interview every race.
Yeah, well, you're doing pretty good at it, man. It's like you're picking your speed up as the season goes along.
I'm finally getting the hang of the car, and then we're just gonna change it the next couple seasons. So I'll go back to the bottom. But it was definitely a fun race with Taver. Unfortunately, we kind of got together and thought we were both gonna die there, but I rebounded and got second, so I'm all right with that.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck next week at New Hampshire, man. That's gonna be a rough one for some of y'all. I know that
Oh yeah.
not everybody likes that track. And Alan Dixon said not so much of the same thing, and me and him agree. That track is a piece of crap.
Yeah, the track's not very fun. I have a love-hate relationship with that track.
Well, thanks for talking to us, man, and congrats on the second place.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right, time to bring up the winner.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Eric, hey, Coke man, you got a copy? It's the guys up at the booth.
I do.
Man, talk about vindication tonight. You've been looking for an oval win for so long in this league, and you do have at least one road win that I know of. But how special is this one tonight? Because Nashville Superspeedway is not an easy track to drive. It requires a lot of discipline, a lot of tire savings, and a lot of practice. And you really did do very well tonight. I know we had some late wrecks and stuff that kind of benefited you a little bit, but heck, you were a contender last couple of restarts. Walk us through tonight's events and how you made this win happen.
Well, decided to qualify. Felt like last week I kind of got hung up in the back, and it was real hard to pass on the short track anyway. So qualified and started up front, and then got in some trouble. Had to get some damage fixed, and then tried to just slowly work my way back up. And like you said, found myself in sixth and fourth at the last couple of restarts. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that win was gift wrapped when the 5 and the 9 got together. And I could see their driver's side doors in front of me, and I just kind of scooted up to the wall and luckily made it through. And I mean, Greg's on the radio because he'd already turned his off for the night, and I said, "Man, that's gift wrapped." And I looked around, and there's nobody around me, so I just tried to calm down and hit my marks for the last 3 or 4 laps, and hopefully nobody can catch me. I saw Dixon in the mirror for a little bit, and then I guess him and Barkley were talking, and they got a little aggressive. Or Barkley said, "Man, he said I hated to do it, but he goes, I tried to get back there where I was, but yeah, it was an awesome win. Um, like you said, it's I guess probably fourth different season in about the last 3 years of running oval and or running in the Midwest Days of Thunder series within ARCA and Xfinity and the second season in the Cup car now. And first oval win. Feels good, man. Had a couple of chances and like you said, had a couple of road course wins, but the oval one, while not fully deserved, I guess, but I'll take it any way I can get it for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, you had to have been looking in your rear view a little bit after that gift was in front of you. You came
absolutely.
out front. So we actually, and it's cool that we get to watch you on the on the webcam and stuff. We mentioned how you're in VR, so you're kind of immersed in the whole reality of this situation. And what a gift you were given, but you took advantage of the gift. And hey, that doesn't matter. You won this thing. It's yours. Congratulations. You have anybody you want to thank or anything like that?
Yeah, it was a tough night for the teammates and Angry Idiots. Alan Kuhns was quick and had the pole and led a bunch of laps and then got shuffled back a little bit and then got in some trouble and Greg Klein, same thing. He was fast. He's always consistently fast on every oval, every track we go to, and got in some trouble and had quite a bit of damage repair, and then blew the motor. So he was sitting in the pits for 30 minutes trying to get a motor fixed. But came out and got some more spots. But yeah, I mean, we did pretty good. Could have always can do better, but just a lot of fun. The Angry Idiots, Greg Klein, Alan Kuhns, the guys in Xfinity and Trucks and Arca, um, Taver, and all the admins. I mean, the race sessions are awesome. You know, we you have cautions, but you got guys racing hard too, and clean as they can be, and still aggressive at the same time, and it's just a lot of fun. You know, every Friday night it's fun to look forward to some fixed racing Cup Series.
Well,
Yeah.
awesome, dude. Congrats. Oh, go ahead, Francisco.
No, I mean, all race, I was seeing you race, and you were pushing it to its limits, and to see you be in position, like I said, it was amazing to see. Great finish, and man, did it look fun. I wish I was a part of it.
It was fun. It got a little stressful at the end, but yeah, I'm not running a ton of laps on this track, and kind of got a feel for it in practice, and then during the race realized that I could brake late and brake hard, but still keep to that inside line, and then still get a good exit. And I'm not very good at saving tires. Those cautions help me more than anything because I can't drive fast and preserve tires. So um, happy for the incidents, even though it didn't help people. But yeah,
Oh, for
lot of
sure. I always gotta like it when when it's other people's pain and your benefit.
yeah, it's not so fun when it's your teammates, but yeah, for sure.
Well, good luck next week at New Hampshire, man. We're looking forward to seeing what you can do there. And you got any last minute shout outs you want to get out of the way before we let you go?
Now, look forward to watching the broadcast when I'm not sitting behind the wheel for you guys. It's always a fun time, and see if Mr. Turner can stir up any fights down on pit road.
He's sure trying, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Him and Brandon, yeah.
I
We're
think all
working
he
on it.
I think all he wants to see is people throw hands.
I think
And helmets and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
you're right, man. And hey, seriously, congrats, dude. That was it was gift wrapped at the end, but you earned that thing. You were up front all night, so good job, dude.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Man, that was it. That was an interesting race, didn't?
Yeah, that
What
was
it?
awesome.
It kind of got better as the night went on. I think, as far as the
Like a-
racing went.
2-hour race too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think once we started getting the late cautions and the tension started to build, that's kind of how I feel when I'm watching a race on TV, a real life race. And,
Yeah.
when you get that last 20, 25 laps or so, that's when
You're-
you know, hey,
you're
the
up-
drama's coming, the
Yeah.
strategy is going to start locking in. This is when it counts, and this is what's the most fun to watch for me, at least.
Yeah, you're kind of bored. You're grilling outside and watching the first 100 laps. Then you get in there and get
80
into
laps.
it. Yeah, so that I agree with you. I thought it built kind of like a movie, crescendoed at the end, and I thought it was awesome, y'all.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's another great. We had another great race. It was a great finish to this race. Great finish to this broadcast. I mean, to all the viewers, I mean, we appreciate you watching and having a good time with us. It was a great race from everybody. Hard battling, tough heartbreaks, but overall, I mean, this is the kind of racing you want to see.
Well, how about we go down our finishing order here and tell everybody where their favorite driver finished tonight. As we mentioned, the 25 machine of Eric Fiorello, the Coke Man himself, coming back from 9th place to take this win tonight. Justin Barkley in the 9 will finish in 2nd. The other Coke Man, Slider, Alan Slider Dixon in the 31 machine, finishing in 3rd. Tony Fry overcame a lot of adversity and some run-ins with the 60. Them guys raced hard all night long, and he ended up coming up and finishing in fourth place. Michael Pimper in the 21, one of my picks, and our race sponsor, the loud, proud American himself, finishing right there in the top 5 in fifth. Matt Gusty, Matty G in the 29 in sixth place, almost made it into the top 5. Matty G really made a run there towards the end. The 60 of Alan Kuhns, as you know, our pole sitter who raced really, really hard tonight with a bunch of guys, still finished in 7th place. Joe Nidick, involved in a late incident. The 24 car was very strong tonight, worked his way up from 23rd, finished in 8th place ultimately. Tabor Mowry, man, ran front row all night, man. That guy was freaking fast. Started in second, one of the late cautions ended up putting him down in ninth. Jason Ricketts in the one machine finished in 10th.
Yeah, 11 Andrew Cobe, 11th. 70 Stephen McComb was 12th. Justin Malarkey in the 73, 13th. Red Stick Mike Simone, 27 Ukraine machine, 14th. In 26, Michael Buckley, 26th, number 26 and 15th. Ethan Flanagan kind of got ruined there at the end, had a good night all night, ended up in 16th. Super Serial Racing, Derek Schimmel ended up 17th. Connor Darnell, 18th. 56, Mr. Canada, Joe Archer. Got that farm out there. Check him out. He's running around with chickens and everything in 19th. Then the 89 of Gary Sack up there in Michigan in 20th.
Then we have the 92 of Greg Klein finishing 21st. The 84 of Mike Hornbeck in 22nd. I believe he blew a motor. The 110 of Michelob Richard Gray finishing 23rd. And then to round out the last spot is that awesome mustache of Matt Forns in that 10 machine finishing out 24th.
Yeah, that's a good way to finish it. He had a fun time. I know he's watching. I think.
Drank some beers.
Yeah, had a good.
Yeah, man.
At least had a fun race, right? So I had a fun race. I thought it was a great job. Cool. I think this track was really cool. Midwest Days of Thunder. Check them out. And would like to thank Loud Proud American for sponsoring this race. Grumpy Gramps Racing for sponsoring the series. And Midwest Days of Thunder. Really cool situation. You only look them up on YouTube, Facebook, whatever the thing is. And great race tonight, boys.
Oh, yeah. Amazing stuff all around.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, awesome racing. This is what people want to see. But yeah, I mean, that's all I gotta say for this race.
Well, it's a long one. We all need to take it. I need my federal 15 right now. My 15-minute break. English, if you want to close this thing out.
Yeah, man. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Keep in mind that Midwest Days of Thunder, these guys run cup racing every Friday night, but don't forget to tune in on Monday night as they run the Xfinity Series, and then there's racing almost all week. As Tuesday and Thursday are truck and ARCA racing. If you're looking for a racing home, if you're looking to get into iRacing, it doesn't take a whole heck of a lot of money to get involved in this. You know, it's subscription based. You can get a cheap wheel online and work your way through it. This is one of those leagues where you start out in ARCA or Truck Series and you work your way up to Xfinity, and a lot of guys eventually get called up to Cup, and that's the elites of the league that we're seeing on Friday nights. But don't forget to tune in to the other nights as well, because these guys are racing their asses off, man. It's really a lot of fun to watch, and we've got some great sponsors coming on. We've got some exciting new things coming down the pike as far as broadcast overlays, and we've got the new webcam features and stuff. So if you're one of those people, if you think this sounds like fun to you, I mean, definitely look them up. Midwest Days of Thunder on iRacing, and check them out uh, on Facebook as well. But for myself, Alan English, and for Francisco Villarreal, Brandon Hughes, and Adam Turner, I'm Alan English, and we'll catch you guys next week on Monday, and we gone.
See ya.